Don't think about it.
Wow, I really like this image.
Is that why he's not in Smash?
Waluigi was a trap.
That's it. There we go. We figured it out.
Can someone check the stream, make sure the sound is playing good?
I fucking love this. The fucking this thread says, I missed when the biggest threat to gaming was just a couple of chuckle fucks saying violent games caused mass shootings, and then the fucking picture to go with the thread is this.
That's an old picture. That's a very old picture.
Yeah.
It sounds fine.
Sounds good.
Sounds a little quiet.
Do you mind? Does anyone want to tweet a little quiet?
Yeah, a little bit. Little Jake sounds. I don't know if it's specifically just him or if it's everybody.
All right, I put you guys at the same volume as me. Let's everyone tweet this out.
My 27 followers.
What's your Twitch? Is it just twitch.tv/brawler0422?
Yeah, it needs to be changed, but yes.
June's like, Jacob Griffin from the Culture Buff podcast fucking retweeted this message. I've got to read it now.
That's why I got 5-second film to like
hey,
your tweet.
Hey, Kojima, when are we gonna get the Josh Brolin cut of Death Stranding?
Mm.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Taylor.
Hmm?
What'd you do if you had irritable bowel syndrome?
What if
I'd probably be pretty irritated about it.
I mean, he'd be irritable.
He'd be
Yeah,
very
to
irritable.
say the least.
What if the next person they announce in Death Stranding is the guy who played the Pigman in Squeal?
What the fuck is that?
Don't
like
even
you just say
don't,
that like
don't
you
even
should
fucking
know it.
don't feed him. Stop feeding him.
Just look up the Squeal movie.
I don't want to.
Taylor, what if I asked you if someone kept asking you if you had irritable bowel syndrome, what would you say?
I don't know.
What if
Like, hey Taylor, how's that
This
irritable
man-
bowel syndrome? And you've told this guy like 10 times already.
How's
Like
that
the-
IBS going?
Death Stranding?
Wait, who's in? What are you saying?
Woo!
Oh, God.
Taylor, what would you say to him?
What is this conversation?
What would you say to him?
Dead on arrival.
So here, I'm gonna walk into your cubicle at work. Hey, Taylor, how's the IBS?
Internet blood sports, yes. It's going great.
No, not internet blood sports. Your irritable bowel syndrome, Taylor.
I think I would stand up and like make eye contact with everybody and be like, I don't know what this guy's talking about. Crazy, am I right?
You'd make contact with every single person in the office.
No, make eye contact with everybody to make.
He's gonna walk over to every single person in the office. Hey, listen, I want to apologize for Gary. Like that was a little bit inappropriate. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't have irritable bowel syndrome. I mean,
I told him numerous times.
I told him numerous times my IBS has subsided over the years.
I thought you said you didn't have it.
Well, I don't have it anymore. I'm cured. My IBS is in remission.
And then okay, so now Gary's
that's when they start to side with Gary. You can't say that.
yeah, they're gonna start saying with Gary. So Gary would hear this and then he'd be like, "Oh, has the IBS came back yet?"
Just gonna ask that every day. Go Gary. Go Madden.
All right. Well, welcome to Talking Spaganigans. Episode 16.
Wow, you're only on episode 16, really?
Yeah, we don't do this that often.
Huh.
Yeah.
I remember that when I was 16. I watched the show 16.
It was not on when you were 16, Jake.
No, it had already been canceled. It was on when Jake was like 10.
Yeah.
It's probably not even wrong. I thought that was like a little low, and I realized that was right. Jake's like
No.
10 years old.
Yeah, that's probably about right. Jake's 10 now, actually.
Yeah. I'm glad that 16 had a comeback.
16 for a new generation. And here's why that's a good thing.
And they're all twerking and shit. They're like having sex on the show.
Yeah. You gotta teach kids early.
Yeah, through Cartoon Network shows.
It's animated Degrassi now.
Did they have sex on Degrassi?
I'm sure they did at one point.
God.
There was like an episode where somebody got raped on Degrassi.
Oh, that was a good episode.
Are you being serious? Have you actually watched that episode?
I actually
or-
did watch Degrassi.
Oh. Did you see
Yeah.
the one where Drake gets shot?
Yes, I did multiple times. They love that episode. They're like, dude, this guy's gonna become a rapper one day, so let's keep showing him getting shot like Biggie.
Well, that's probably why they show it. If they do still show repeats of Degrassi The Next Generation now, it's because that moment is so famous.
What if Drake gets shot like Biggie? Okay, I don't know why this slideshow's not moving forward, by the way. It's just stuck on this picture of the guy passing the blunt while the death claw's in the background.
That's perfect.
What if, like, Drake gets shot one day like Biggie, and the news doesn't have footage of this, so they just use the footage from Degrassi of him getting shot? Like,
So is
here's the reenactment footage.
Is he gonna be stuck in a wheelchair in real life too, or is he
He's
actually
gonna be
just
dead.
gonna die?
He's gonna
Oh,
be dead, dude.
he's gonna fully
He's gonna be
die.
fucking dead. So welcome to the E3 post E3 chat. It's been a while since we've done E3. Yeah, like since E3 2017.
That was the last episode.
I always say I want to do these more often, but like, you know how it is.
E3 2017 when I was still fucking
What?
What beautiful insight. Amazing.
Is there any way, Jake, that you could turn up your mic?
Hold on. Okay, there we go.
Anyway, yeah, it's been a while since we've done one of these, so we want to just get right into the. Let's get. I'm not even gonna do it, dude. I'm not
Are you
even
gonna
gonna.
introduce us?
I'm not even gonna fucking do it. I'm
It'll
not
be
even.
like 2 minutes in. Jake already
I'm not-
made a cringe moment. Fuck.
That's going in the cringe compilation.
Yep, that's going in my cringe
Fucking fucking
compilation.
Shenanigans cringe compilation
Yeah,
channel.
that's
Maybe
going
I
in the
can
Kroby
change
Cat
it.
video on this episode.
Yep, that one's going in my Kroby Cat video. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but Kroby Cat's not one person. It's like a group of people.
Good.
Yeah, it's like a fucking crow and a cat. Stuck
They make
together.
It's a crow, a bee, and a cat. They make good videos. So
I just love like they fucking fly a crow, a cat, and just a fucking tiny bee together. Like they put them in a fucking pod and fuse them like the fly.
it's this generation's Homeward Bound.
Alright, so, yeah. What the fuck were we talking about?
E3.
This is gonna keep happening.
Yep.
So I guess let's just start with fucking EA.
Yep.
So, first things they showed was Battlefield World War II, aka
Yeah,
Battlefield
World
2.
War Z.
Battlefield 5.
No, 2.
Battlefield V. Sorry.
Explain Battlefield 1.
So World War One happened, and years later, EA was like, "Let's make a video game out of this. Let's profit from the."
How many years?
Wow. Good 100 years. I don't know.
You know, it just really fucking threw me for a loop in Battlefield 1. They just thought it was a good idea to put one person on the fucking map.
Yeah, it's the opposite of a battle.
That sounds like
royale
a
game.
Peter Molyneux game. A world war with only one person.
One person in no man's land.
Yeah. That sounds like some fucking idea he would come up with. So, explain Xbox One.
It's the all-in-one entertainment system.
Are you entertained?
Fair amount.
Hmm.
You know, you got Netflix, you got YouTube, you got games.
I'm really confused as to why this next picture's not showing up.
No. Are you trying to vamp so that way you can see if you could fix the picture problem, or are you really just trying to ask me these questions just because you want to?
This is all part of the script.
Uh,
No, I was actually asking that. Anyway, so yeah, Battlefield World War II, aka Battlefield V, aka Metal Gear Solid V.
AKA Battlefield Battle Royale.
That's right. They fucking.
I snuck that right in.
Yeah, I totally forgot they actually announced the Battle Royale. So how many games that now are getting a Battle Royale fucking mode?
Of this E3, the only two that talked about it were Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Now, I mean, I know we have a resident Battle Royale expert in our midst right now. So Taylor, why don't you tell us about Battle Royale?
Oh,
I thought you were about to say Resident Evil. Like, what the fuck?
Resident Evil Battle Royale.
And tell you a bit about Battle Royale.
Yeah,
Yeah, explain to us the concept of a Battle Royale, because you're the Battle Royale expert.
you are the Battle Royale expert.
Oh yeah, I
Expert
I love
Royale.
me some Fortnite and PUBG
I think he's reading off
as
his
they
hand.
call.
He's written down the names on his hand because he can't remember them. This PUBG
And
and Fortnite.
Fortnite. Shit, it only took, what did they say? It only took 7 minutes before the first fucking thing was announced, the first Battle Royale
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah,
What is
exactly.
this? H number 1, Z number 1?
Is that a fucking element on the periodic table? Yeah, but then there wasn't a ton of Battle Royale announcements during the show, which I totally expected there to be like fucking a million of them.
There wasn't a lot of gameplay. I wonder if we all oh, never mind, we're getting out of fucking order. Anyway, so yeah, they're quadrupling down on their paraplegic spiky butch woman World War II front lines thing, which is whatever. I mean, while I agree with the sentiment that if you don't like it, don't buy it, I don't think that's professional for any company that's that big to say something like that.
No, but I think it's the kind of thing of like EA kind of just doesn't give a fuck. They're kind of like too big to fail at this point.
So they're going the Hillary route.
Basically, yeah. I mean,
Too
we'll
big to
see.
fail.
We'll see what the numbers for Battlefield 5 say when they come out. I predict it'll probably do fine.
Well, speaking of bad numbers, remember the prequels? Remember the Star Wars prequels? Hey, do you like the subreddit r prequel memes?
Oh man, are you talking about this announcement from Respawn about their Star Wars game being set between Episode 3 and 4, which every single fucking prequel that Disney has done has been set between 3 and 4?
No, I was talking about how Battlefront has the prequel DLC, the free prequel shit that they're putting in the game now.
I mean, that's cool. It has all the heroes that I've wanted from the beginning. So
Oh, you like the prequels? Are you subscribed to our prequel memes?
no, but I like the characters of the prequels.
Are you subscribed to our preschool memes? Taylor,
that was a
Taylor,
stretch
you're a
on that
kid.
one.
You're a kid. Give me a preschool meme. You like kids.
What about that Fortnite? That's a prequel. That's a preschool meme.
Hey.
Hey,
We're happy to announce Jake Lloyd will be joining the fray in Battlefront 2.
No, it's probably gonna be Hayden Christensen. Unless they put in a pod race mode.
Hayden will be happy after those pictures we've seen of him. I'm glad it's already cycled back to this desk club fucking blunt picture. I've tried to get it off of that, and now it's fucking back.
It's the perfect image is the problem.
But yeah, they're adding a bunch of prequel shit.
General Grievous, Count Dooku, Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So Taylor, you didn't give me a preschool meme.
That feel when your Legos won't separate.
Oh!
Get stuck together.
Yes!
You know what I'm saying?
Hashtag relatable. Anyway, so fucking yeah, they're doing that, and they're also setting another prequel game, which the fucking gamer girl announcer like was prodding this poor man who had no idea what was going
No,
on.
I feel bad for the guy who was sitting behind them. He was fucking just having this shit eating during the whole time.
That dude
Yes!
stared right into the camera. It was so funny.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking funny.
And then, but yeah, it's being done by Respawn, who are the Titanfall.
Oh,
guys.
Machinima Respawn?
Yeah, Machinima Respawn is
Ben
behind the
Boucher
development
is
of this
fucking
one.
producing it.
Ben Boucher. Holy shit! I haven't heard the name Ben Boucher in about 20 years. Wow.
You're 20. You're 21 years old.
I know. I was one when I first heard it.
It's been a really long time.
I haven't heard Ben Boucher in a long time. Wow.
He was at your birth.
Ben Boucher's my dad, actually.
And then he never saw him again. God
saw him
damn. Ben Boucher. Anyway, so then they showed Unravel 2, which is the stunning sequel to Shaky Man game, where the guy got up on stage and was super gosh dang nervous because EA had a gun to his head.
He's confident now.
If this game doesn't sell,
He's strutting out there like a fucking big man on campus now. He's like, hey, I got
Hey,
a fucking
He had
sequel.
he had a pin cane and everything made a yarn.
Yeah.
So
Made
it
a
looks
yarn.
like it's gonna be good. I feel like it'd be fun to play with a friend. I remember Yarny 1 being really short. or
It's only
Unravel
local
one.
co-op for Unravel 2.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Well, so much for me and my Indonesian waifu playing this game together.
She can't be the blue Yarny to your red Yarny.
Yeah. That'll be my fucking Valentine's Day card. And, like, it'll have, like, a yarn coming through it, and it says tug the yarn, and it pulls my dick out of my zipper.
If you just want a co-op game where you both can be a red and blue character, just play Knack 2.
Remember when the speaker was like, "Hey, how did you guys like The Way Out? This game's nothing like that."
Oh, yeah, and also
We
they
have chickens.
they
Yeah, there you
revealed, or, what the fuck are you saying?
Unravel 2, we got chickens, we got yarn, we got...
It was a turkey.
More
It was a
yarn?
gosh dang turkey.
Hey, you guys like it was like a Way Out, but for yarn people. You had to really do co-op stuff.
Why don't you tell us what came next after that, Jay?
Oh, Origin Access, which is another gosh dang subscription service. But what they're doing now is you can pay them $100 a year. They put out the pricing; it's $100 a year, and you get access to all new EA games as well as whatever's in the vault or whatever's published on Origin on PC.
I'm sorry, the vault?
The vault, yeah,
Is it like the Disney vault?
yeah, but it's the EA vault. So it's shit like Madden, fucking.
Do you think,
FIFA
like,
12?
Do you think whenever they
The
open
vault
that vault, it
stream.
smells like a dead body? It's like, and like a hot air comes out every time they open, like, oof! Oh!
It's John Madden chained to a radiator. And he's like, "Please help me! I want to get out."
You guys haven't cleaned in a while. There's
Yeah.
feces everywhere.
So they announced there's another subscription service, and they talked about how they're gonna do streaming stuff, where you can like stream a game to your phone.
What? I mean, God, is this the shitty future we asked for? I feel like internet is maybe I'm a fucking retard, but a based retard, if you will. But I still don't think, internet's there yet for
No, it's not.
game
That's-
streaming services.
This feels like an investment kind of in the future of this sort of thing, where I think it was Yves Guillemot, the CEO of Ubisoft, did an interview with Variety, and he said like, in the next couple years, like we'll probably see the last generation of game consoles because it'll all just move to streaming. And so I think it's like in 10 years from now, the internet may be there
Yeah.
to do this sort of thing. But as of now, it makes sense to build that technology now and have it ready for when we're ready for that. But it's just now we don't have the internet infrastructure for that sort of thing.
Yeah, I feel like the only person who has that kind of internet's like Taylor with all his porn he downloads, the special kind.
Yeah. Jesus, you
Words.
just implied that on a live stream.
This when I said the special kind, that can mean anything, right, Taylor?
Yeah.
Now what kind of
Totally.
special kind are we talking about?
Let's move on to Sea of Solitude, please. I want to get off this topic immediately. I have a brand, Andrew, that you're gonna tarnish.
You're gonna, yeah.
Oh yeah, the Bell brand, Bellman Studios. Yeah. So they showed Sea of Solace or Sea of Solitude or whatever, Quantum of Solace.
Which is
The James
depressed.
Bond game.
Yeah, they showed off the James Bond game from the PS3 generation, and it looks pretty good. I don't know why James. Looks like it played like Call of Duty a little bit. So.
Oh yeah, Sea of Solitude plays like Call of Duty.
No, Quantum of Solitude or whatever the fuck we just said the title was.
Right, yeah.
She's in her fucking boat and shit, being all sad. She's like, the fucking sea sucks.
Well, no,
What the fuck?
when you're lonely, you turn into a monster.
Oh,
if I'm
shit.
lonely, I wouldn't get on that fucking boat and be lonely.
Yeah, when I'm lonely, let me tell you, that's when shit gets weird.
When I'm lonely, let me tell you, the first thing I think is take to the seas.
Yeah, when I get lonely, first thing I think is take to the semen, as in my dick.
Jesus Christ, Andrew.
Thank you.
You're really like stretching for these jokes.
Thank you.
And then we ended with 20 minutes of Anthem.
Excuse me, you mean Q&A?
A Q&A of Anthem, and then they showed 10 minutes of gameplay.
Oh
Probably
yeah.
less.
What?
It's Iron Man Destiny.
Iron Man Destiny. Oh,
Yeah.
like the YouTuber.
No, like the game.
Thoughts on Destiny's hit video game appearance, Taylor?
I can't really have any thoughts on it. I didn't watch it.
I'd like to
I
think
don't know anything about Anthem.
I'd like to think Destiny's finally made it.
I mean, I fucking watched the whole thing and I didn't hear one goddamn anthem.
I didn't even hear the Star Spangled Banner. If I'm with you.
I mean, yeah, with a name like Anthem, it better have good music.
Like, I didn't hear any fucking Good Charlotte playing in this fucking trailer.
They had Muse in the trailer, though.
I didn't hear Dance Floor Anthem by Good Charlotte, though.
What's the best?
Why would Dance Floor Anthem be the Good Charlotte song you'd go for? Why wouldn't it be the Anthem?
Give me the best Muse song and the worst Muse song.
The best Muse song is Knights of Sidonia. And the worst Muse song is... I don't
Knights
even...
of Sidonia.
Yeah, because that's about all I know. Or Uprising was the song they used in the Anthem trailer, but...
Wow.
No, that remix is pretty awful, so Uprising remix, so...
Yeah, the
There you
Uprising
go.
remix from the Anthem trailer, that's the worst Muse song.
Taylor, you should DJ for this game.
Music all picked by @TasteSwift.
Dude, you should totally DJ at Route 21 at my mall for Black Friday.
Do they actually
Was
have
that
a DJ
a thing
at
they
Route
do?
21?
Is that a fucking thing they do?
Yes.
Are you fucking serious? Wait.
Alright, party people, get those deals!
I have a question. If you say
Go gig at a
DJ,
mall later.
They get a fucking DJ with a turntable in the
Okay.
store.
I was like, are you saying like a DJ like would do with a turntable, or just like someone handed some dude the aux cord and was like, hey, play whatever you want off your Spotify playlist?
Yeah, and the first
Probably
thing.
both, because you know, like, fucking modern day DJs don't fucking use records all that often anymore.
Right.
They had like an actual table and everything.
Why
What's-
were you at Route 21 on Black Friday?
I was walking past because it's in the mall and I just see this and I'm like, why do they
What is
put these
wait?
shades?
What is Route 21?
It's a clothing store for women.
I don't even.
Well,
I've
that's
never.
true, But for hip shriek people.
Wait a second. Why is Jake fucking shopping in a
That's-
women's clothing store?
No, I walked past it.
That
It's in the
sounds like a great
mall.
venue.
I can't believe that for one goddamn second that you just walked past it.
Yeah, Taylor would DJ at a women's clothing store for free.
Like, I don't go to the mall expecting to see a DJ fucking DJing at a clothing store.
Dude, that sounds like a good gig. How much do you think they pay for that? Taylor, how much would you like get paid for something like that?
I don't know.
Pay me
Maybe
in
a-
pay me in panties, please.
It'd be $100 at the most. I couldn't imagine.
$100, just $100,
for anything more.
just one
Yeah.
flat $100 for
I
how
won't
long?
take anything more.
A
The
day?
whole day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, do you really think like he's really doing that much? He's throwing a playlist on shuffle in a Route 21.
Well, if I know anything about DJs, the best DJ is Paris Hilton.
He's in fucking Samsung Milk or something.
You can tell how much we cared about the EA press conference by how much we actually talked about it.
Yeah, it was really shit. So anyway, let's move on to Xbox. So Jake, tell us about Xbox.
Xbox, it was... there was no skate.
So why don't you go off the actual fucking list we have? That would be better.
Can I throw out a hot take real quick?
Yeah,
Xbox One E3.
No one else believes me in that. I was saying that they did a really good job too, and no one seems to agree with me on that.
They had the best conference. They showed the most games, and they showed the most games that interested me.
Buh. That's my response to you. That's my rebuttal.
Right.
You know that kind of like,
Xbox.
you know that kind of feeling when you eat a whole fucking bunch, and like you want to burp, but it's like so painful, you just go, buh.
No.
Yeah, that's my rebuttal.
I was basically Phil Spencer because, I mean, that man's been on weed.
You mean Thick Phil?
Yeah.
Thick side
Fucking-
Phil.
Phil Fish, on the fucking E3 stage.
No, he's banned from E3. So why don't we
He's
actually
banned?
go off of the list we have?
Why don't you run this, Mr. Host?
Because I don't like to be the only one saying this. I feel like I'm the one constantly pushing topics. So I'm asking you fuckers to do it. So yeah, there's Halo Infinity War.
It's called Halo Infinite, actually.
Yeah, Halo Infinity War. So, yeah, 500 fucking Master Chiefs drop down to Halo.
I like how you say, like, the only Battle Royale games, but then we don't know if Halo is a Battle Royale game or not.
I mean, they said it was going to be the next chapter in Master Chief's story, so
Battle
tells-
Royale.
Battle Royale is the next chapter in Master Chief's story.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time Halo Infinite comes out, I think Battle Royale will be long gone as like a big deal.
It's
Like, I
huge.
think like
Just the thought of, like, everything Master Chief has been doing up to this point has been leading up to Battle Royale.
all
This
5
entire
Halos
story.
until now have just been leading up to a big Battle Royale.
And then we'll get Halo Go.
Oh shit, finally.
What would that fucking even be?
I mean, what the fuck was Hitman Go or Lara Croft Go?
Oh no, I was thinking more on the lines of
Pokemon
Pokemon Go.
Oh, you go around and you kill Covenant in AR gunfights.
Fucking walk up, like someone's gonna walk off a cliff trying to kill the Covenant.
Someone's trying to shoot a ghost out of the sky. I mean, they didn't really show much for Halo, so there's not much to say about it.
No. So then they got Ori and the furry platform. Did anyone actually play any of the Ori games?
No, I've heard the first one's really good. There's only one of them besides this new one.
Yeah, so that looked okay. Anyway, then they show Shadows Die Twice, which is yet another Japanese Dark Souls.
It's made by From though, so it'll be actually by the Dark Souls people.
You think they're gonna start making like an ironic video game series called Yet Another Dark Souls game?
Not another Dark Souls, like not another teen movie.
Yet
Yeah.
another trip to Horrorland.
Yeah, they're gonna start making those.
Shadows Die Twice looked kind of cool. He had, like,
Oh
a
my
grappling
god,
hook.
what is happening with this GIF?
What GIF?
What the
Is it on the stream?
Yeah, was anyone watching the stream?
No,
It was
I
Dark
don't-
Side Phil, but it was like super fast. It looked like he
Like
was
Sonic.
spinning. Anyway, yeah, it looked like it was gonna be. It looks like it might be all right, but I don't really care for Dark Souls type games, so what?
I don't either, but something about the way the combat looked in this trailer, it looked a little faster paced, which makes me a little like, hey, this might be okay. Like, my big problem with Dark Souls isn't the difficulty of it, it's that the combat feels like shit because it's so slow and, I don't know, like, that's just not my kind of game.
It's not slow, it's methodical. You gotta plan it.
Right, it's so boring. I
Ooh.
want to feel like I'm good at the combat.
So Jay wants to put his feelers on that game.
Yeah.
What if someone just constantly referred to their hands as their feelers?
I would
Oh,
call
I'll
the
tell you
police
who-
on them.
I'll tell you, refers to his hands as feelers. Fucking Captain Planet from the Don't Nod people.
Oh shit! Good segue, Jake.
That was a really good segue.
They
Haha.
fucking
Captain
like mummies his way around in this house this whole time in this trailer.
Captain
I
Life
don't get
and
what it's supposed to be
You know
about.
what? You know what's funny is that like 20 minutes ago I was trying to figure out the title of that game and I googled it and I completely forgot it again. I want to call him Captain Smiley again, but I know that's not right.
Starring Shane Dawson.
Captain Shadow? What the fuck was his name?
Captain fucking Life.
Captain.
Captain Spaulding from fucking Devil's Rejects.
No, what the fuck was his name?
It's Captain Life.
Is it Captain Spirit?
No. What? Am I fucking speaking to a gosh dang wall here? Anyway, so it's a game about a kid who has terminal autism and he's Mac's autistic little brother from Last of Us. Life is.
It's the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit.
I was right. It is Captain Spirit. Fuck.
Captain Life, like the fucking cereal.
This kid's gonna die by the end of this, right? We can all agree on that. He's
I-
not gonna make it.
I mean, I hope so.
Jesus.
I was saying how it's just gonna be that dragon cancer, except he has autism and it's terminal.
I don't
Nice.
think that he has cancer though. I think he's just gonna.
It's not
die.
cancer. He has terminal autism.
Oh my god, that's not a disease, Andrew.
Yes, it is. Take Taylor for
Autism.
instance.
He just becomes the good.
Taylor
son
doesn't
of
have that much time left.
cats.
Taylor, tell us about your terminal autism. How much does it hurt?
It's getting worse every day. My autism index is rising.
Oh no.
Or so the doc tells me.
Is there any hope for a cure?
No.
You don't sound very upset about it.
I mean,
I've learned to
just go and
live with
accept
it for 21 years.
21 years an autist.
So, yeah, it's not that
Did
terminal.
someone even like
It's
diagnosed
just-
from
it's
Dr.
getting there.
Doc 21 years ago?
How'd your mother react?
Shit.
She said,
Got it.
"Oh my god."
She said, "You're
He's
done
got
being
two.
autistic." And then you were cured.
Go to your room.
She said, "Stop it." He was like, "All right."
Have I ever told you guys the You Done story?
No.
Oh, okay.
Gosh.
So I actually can't remember what we were doing, but it was me, Taylor, and a guy named Sockhead, and we were just fucking around. And Taylor's got the mouth of a sailor, and he's constantly swearing, saying things like "you mother father," and in place of motherfucker and stuff like that. And he says fudge and shit like that. And all of a sudden, like we're all having a romp and a rouse and a good time, and all you hear is like a bunch of banging and slapping noises, and he hears, "You done swearing? You done?" And then she says, "Good night, Andrew." And then Taylor hangs up the call, and it was probably one of the worst things that ever happened to Taylor. If I'm honest with you, I learned about Taylor's abusive family. Taylor, did I tell that story accurately, you think?
I'm sorry, I wasn't really paying attention.
What do you mean you weren't paying attention? The actual story is that Taylor was cursing like crazy, and his mom comes into the room and hangs up the call and says, "You done swearing? Good night, Andrew."
To
So,
be honest, that story made me as uncomfortable as it would have been had I been there for it.
yeah. So, every now and then we just say that to him, because Taylor's got the mouth of a gosh dang sailor. It'd be funny if just everyone said that to you, Taylor. Like, even your boss at your job. Mr. Shacklesberg.
Tell me you've been swearing.
Taylor, I'd like to see you in my office.
So Taylor, I understand people around the office been saying you've been swearing, and that you have
I heard around the
IBS.
grapevine that you got a potty mouth.
Got a potty mouth.
Just like that potty IBS of yours.
Listen, I don't normally give warnings, but you're a good kid. You make me lots of money, and I like that. I like that about you. So this is
unacceptable.
this is
You
your
get
one
the biggest
fucking
numbers
one.
in the office the past month.
You've
The
washed
biggest sales figure.
you've washed the old
What?
people twice as fast as everyone else. Nay, triple as
Tarnishes the
fast.
integrity of the company. You're just dead weight to us now.
Give me your gun and your badge.
I like the idea of people at a nursing home having a gun and a badge.
Yeah, the old people get.
So we're to protect all these people.
The old people get dangerous. No, it's not to protect the people. It's to protect the public from the old people.
Shit, man, if old people got out, it'd be like fucking Resident Evil.
So Resident Evil 2 started.
Shit.
Anyway.
If we were there, that would have been a perfect segue.
Anyway, so yeah, after that, Crackdown 3. So Taylor's done swearing. Crackdown 3, Old Spice, Odor Block and Body Wash, with Terry Crews.
Yeah, it's a fucking game made by him, right?
Yeah, he
It's like
coded
how
it and
John
did the art
Madden.
himself.
It's like how John Madden made the John Madden games.
Yeah. John Madden
yeah,
is
like
still
fucking
coding
Tiger
it every
Woods
year.
makes video games too, and Tony Hawk as well.
Well, Tiger Woods is retired from the video game making process.
Yeah, no, Rory McIlroy took over.
Who?
He's another
What the
golfer.
fucking name is Rory?
I don't know.
Do you think his mom was like an emo girl, like Rory XD?
I doubt it.
You don't think?
So they named him like R-A-W-R-Y.
Yeah, Rory, and his middle name is XD McElroy. Yep.
Shit.
So I don't
Yeah,
know a
that's-
lot about Crackdown.
This sure looks like another Crackdown.
Yep, famous words from Phil Spencer.
And he just comes out on stage and goes, "Yep, that looks like another Crackdown."
2019.
This
You
this
sure do
image
look like a superhero cop.
this image is truly fucking cursed because every time it gets to it, it freezes. It's a true cursed image. The fucking blunt death claw. Yeah, I don't know anything about Crackdown, if I'm completely honest with you.
You're basically a cop that has like superpowers, and like the more you sort of like
No,
pick up
got
these
super
orbs.
strength and super agility, no superpowers.
I have a question. Are those not superpowers? Do you have super strength and super agility, Jake?
No, but I know superpowers when I see it because I saw The Incredibles.
Okay, well, all right, so let's talk about this then. Mr. Incredible, what's his superpower? Is it super strength? Thank you. Anyway,
No, it's super. Have you seen that movie? They all have super speed.
I said super strength.
Yeah, well, they all have super
Well, the thing
speed.
is, like, he's wearing like a fucking suit or something that fucking makes him super in Crackdown.
No, he's not. That's just what you have. You're like a super soldier. You're
Yeah.
like Captain
They
America.
fucking Buckied him.
Yeah, no,
They Winter Soldiered him.
he's not the Winter Soldier. He's super soldier.
The Microsoft soldier.
The Microsoft soldier. Yeah, he's funded completely.
Fucking Microsoft's been conducting all these experiments within their fucking video games. All these illegal experiments.
Yeah.
They've just been doing this
Sugar
to Terry
Island.
Crews for years.
Oh my god. Terry's a fucking slave to
Fucking have him,
Microsoft.
like, pinned to a fucking table in a laboratory deep down underground somewhere in Microsoft Studios.
They have a bunch of other Terry Crewses that are just clones of Terry Crews, so that he can he'd be out and about doing things.
Doing different advertising and shows.
Yeah, exactly. So that way we don't get wise to what Microsoft's really doing to Terry Crews.
So, I don't know. Like, once again, no idea about Crackdown.
Yeah, no, it
Right.
looks like it could either be fucking awful or like could be fun. Like I really don't.
There's no way this game is gonna sell well. I don't care what you tell me.
Xbox Game Pass will make sure it has big numbers.
Wait,
'cause
so
it's
wait,
a
wait.
Game Pass game.
Here's a question. What if they put it on Switch?
No, it wouldn't sell well there
No.
either. Wouldn't run well there. Wouldn't have the power of the cloud. Right.
Metro Exodus.
Oh, fucking Metro Station! Holy shit, man!
Dude, what a band.
Is that the fucking shake, 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 shake? Is that's Miley Cyrus's brother,
yeah, that's
right?
Fucking 20. Yeah, that's fucking Metro 2033.
I thought you were gonna
I
say
love that.
Tony Cyrus.
I love
He's
Remember when Tony Hawk and Miley Cyrus got married, and then for some reason Tony Hawk took Miley's last name?
Tony Hawk's a progressive guy, that's why.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, Metro Exodus looks pretty good.
fucking Tony
Uh,
Hawk and fucking Mitchell Moose's brother. We get fucking banned.
I've never played a Metro game, so I don't know.
I played them. They're very interesting. They're very niche, but this one I think aims to be a AAA game. Sorry to block out your Mitchell Musso comment there, Jake. But frankly, I don't care about Mitchell Musso.
Just to really put it out there, I don't think anybody cares about Mitchell Musso anymore. Not even Mitchell Musso.
Shit, that's depressing.
He got a DUI?
Why do you know that? Why do you just know that? Like,
I don't know.
So many celebrities get DUIs, and the one you know about is Mitchell fucking Musso.
He's like pulling that shit out like his fucking
He's in a
Zeke
Fairy King.
Luther knowledge.
He's not gonna not know.
Oh yeah. Oh my
I
fucking
think
god.
that's why they got rid of him from that show. It's because he had a DUI or something.
He's not on Zeke and Luther.
No, a Perry Kings, which came out like a few years ago.
Holy shit. Enough with Disney XD shows. So anyway, Metro's a fun game. The original was pretty gosh dang fun. I liked it. They had a lot of style to it, and the second one ran like absolute garbage. But
on PC, yeah, it was like weird. It's like a super intensive game. Like if you ever watch like videos of PC builds, they use that as a benchmark game a lot.
Mm.
But then they made it even harder to run with the fucking what is it called? They fucking like remade it or something.
Oh, the Redux.
Yes, Redux. I was gonna say fucking Exodus. I don't know why, even though
That's the new one.
I know. I was wanting to say that fucking Metro Last Light Exodus, the ultimate crossover.
I hope they have a Metro Station DLC. Anyway, so after that they showed some
It's fucking
Forza.
Tony Cyrus.
Yep,
They
Tony
showed-
Cyrus. So anyway, they showed some Forza, and
Forza Horizon 4.
they messed up and not calling it Forza with the
They should just
FOUR.
fucking called it the number 4 than ZA Forza.
That would have been
But
good
yeah,
too.
4, but like apostrophe za, like 4 pizza.
Forza.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now is that 4 pizzas or is that just you're doing this for pizza? We'll never know.
I don't know. Taylor, remember when you used to think that like asking for a pizza would just get you a slice?
I never thought that.
Yes, you fucking did. You liar. We had to convince Taylor once. He's like, you go into a pizza store, go, hey, can I have one pizza? That would give you a slice.
No, you go and you order a slice.
Yeah, no, he said, no, it means the same thing.
I don't think I've ever believed that.
You're fucking lying. Me and a friend had to explain to you that wasn't how it was, and I remember distinctly because we were playing the semantics game and you couldn't step down for your pizzatism. Anyway, it's one slice. As a New Yorker, I should know it's one slice, not one pizza.
It's in England, right?
Kingdom now.
Yeah. And there's seasons now. And it changes, like, I guess every week or something like that. The season. So sometimes you'll go on to play Forza and it'll be, like, snowing out. And sometimes you'll go on and it'll be, like, fucking summer.
Oh, they had
like the Season of the Witch in this game.
Yeah, they
No.
have Halloween 3 Season of the Witch fully.
yeah, you
in
have
the
to
game.
take
you can
out.
watch it. I was gonna say, if you're in first person mode, it just plays in the windshield.
Well, you have to have like one of those cars with the DVD players in it, and then you have to go on the
Right.
back seat and watch it off one of those tiny cutie screens.
Your driver gets out of the car and it's still in the first person view. He fucking like walks and opens the back door and just sits down and watches it.
See, what you
It's like
don't
the
know is
darkness
that
one all over again.
what you don't know is that every car in Forza is actually a reclaimed Pimp My Ride vehicle, and they all just have PS2s in the back that you can watch DVDs on.
Exhibits Forza Horizon.
Now,
4.
this is another missed opportunity from Forza is the fact that they didn't introduce the seasons by doing "You Steal My Sunshine," like Sims did.
Perfect. Yeah, that would have been. I feel like "Steal My Sunshine" works for literally any video game trailer. So.
Any fun video? Well, I don't think it'd work for Metro.
Oh no! You could definitely do it.
Well, technically, the nuclear fallout stole their sunshine.
Exactly. Just that montage of him killing the monsters. Just throw "Steal My Sunshine" over it.
I was riding on the block one Sunday morning.
But
I
what are your
know.
thoughts about like the fucking game being kind of like where it's basically online and you're running into people now?
Forza?
Oh, it's like a weird like Forza MMO they're kind of
Yeah.
doing. That's cool. I mean, they've been kind of moving towards that for years now. So it's just kind of the natural progression from the last Forza Horizon.
What if it's stupid like the Crew?
I mean, then it's stupid like the Crew, but I'm sure that the fundamentals of Forza will still be fine.
It's questions like those. Anyway, then we
This is
have
sponsored to fucking.
Jake. Why don't you introduce this next one?
Oh shit! I fucking almost lost my shit during this announcement. I literally, when I saw the fucking character, I thought it was fucking Dante from the reboot Devil May Cry, but then no, they just twinked out Nero from Devil May Cry 4. But Devil May Cry is back, baby.
They twinked him out.
Yeah, they fucking twinked him, but at least he's still a normal Dante. I'm happy about that.
You mean Boomer Dante?
Yeah, but
Do you think
Boomer
he'll
Dante
play
was
as
not
Dante?
fucking DMC Dante.
Do you think he'll play as Dante?
Do you think they'll pull off a Metal Gear Solid 2 on us?
If it's anything like Devil May Cry 4, you're gonna play half the game as Nero, then half the game as Dante. I really don't give a shit about Nero. I'm pretty sure barely anybody gives a shit about Nero.
That sword he's got is cool though. How he revs it like an engine.
Yeah, you could do it in Devil May Cry 4.
I haven't played that, so.
And now he has like a fucking arm that can be changed into different weapons and shit.
Oh shit! It is just like Metal Gear Solid 5.
I thought
Yeah,
it
it's
was
like
really
Devil May Cry
weird.
4.
I thought it was really weird how at the end of the trailer, Dante chugged an entire Monster White, and it said, "Ah, the refreshing
Monster
taste of
White."
Monster White."
Had a Monster White.
It's Dante to the audience.
He just goes, "You guys ever had a fucking Monster White? They're gross."
Well, you know, I joke, but I swear to God, there was trailers for Metal Gear Solid 4 where they did that same type of shit with energy
Wait.
drinks.
What do you think about fucking Nero's trailer trash sidekick in the?
Oh,
fucking,
the
like,
waifu? Well, V seems to be obsessed with her.
She said that he kicks demon ass, so I'm in love.
Oh, demon ass.
Yeah, she swore, so I'm in love.
Kisses demon ass.
She swore? Oh, no.
Yeah. Exactly. So as you know, when a woman swears, someone falls in love somewhere, and that was me.
Shows
Is that a real expression?
one of many.
No, I just made that up. Actually, it sounds real though, doesn't it?
Kind of like the butterfly effect, huh?
Yeah, exactly. But the one with not the one with Ashton Kutcher, the Butterfly Effect 2 Revelations or whatever the fuck it's called.
It's the third one.
Whatever.
Holy
Why
shit.
are there 3 butterfly effects?
Alright, getting off topic. So, it looks pretty cool. Hopefully it goes back to how Devil May Cry used to be. And,
I mean, the gameplay of the reboot was okay, it's just the fucking characters were ruined.
The gameplay in this one looks kind of cool. I don't know.
Fuck yeah.
I've never played one, so I don't really have any comment on this franchise as a whole. But like this trailer kind of did a lot to make me go, hey, I might check that out when it comes out.
Jake, what if they introduce a story where Boomer Dante has a swollen prostate?
I'd say it's a bold new direction for the series, and if they're confident with the direction, then go with it, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
He's not at war with the demons, now he's at war with himself.
He's at war with his prostate. Now let's talk about when Xbox cucked me and Jake real hard.
Oh my god, fuck this bullshit.
I'm gonna let you guys
Fucking
talk
game.
about this because I have nothing to say, so I'm gonna just go to the bathroom real quick.
All right. So a trailer starts, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. But then we saw skateboarding, and so all weekend, me and Jake were like, "Oh fuck, Skate 4," because we had heard rumors online about it. So
Yeah,
when
and not just any rumors. The fucking Skate 2 and 3 servers go back online mysteriously, and then a few days before E3, fucking Microsoft tweets a picture of a skateboard saying, "We've skated E3." Then Sony tweets a picture also before E3 of a skateboard, but it's just apparently turned out to be like some sort of advertisement or something like that. But literally, they're all signs reporting fucking Skate 4.
Then there was also some dude at EA who tweeted out a picture of him in a Skate 2 t-shirt, which I was like, oh shit, okay, that's gotta be something. Then there was a guy on Reddit who leaked Fallout 76, and he was claiming all this shit about E3 that sounded realistic, and one of the things he claimed was that Skate 4 was gonna be there. And then we get here, and there was no Skate 4 at EA, so we were like, oh shit, Microsoft's our next best opportunity. Come to Microsoft, a trailer starts, it's skateboarding. What is this? Oh fuck, it's Session.
Fucking Kickstarter trap. everyone's like fucking deceived. They're like, this will be better than Skate 4. Like, motherfucker, did you even play the Kickstarter demo? This is nothing like Skate 4.
It's not great. Now I will give Session the benefit of the doubt. They could have made improvements since that demo. I don't know. It could be easier to play now, more fun.
I mean, it could be a good skateboarding game, but it is not Skate.
No, it won't be Skate. It never would be Skate, you know? But the thing is, I'm willing to, because we don't really have any other options at this point, I'm willing to give Session a chance when it comes out.
I mean, I'll give it a chance, but so far, from what I've played and what I've seen, I don't like it.
Yeah. And it's just the dirty trick they pulled on us, really, that I fucking can't stand. You know?
Well, that's a gosh dang shame.
Mm.
No, I'm looking forward to Sunny with a Chance, the video game. Not Sunny with a Chance of Meatballs.
Now, was Sunny with a Chance Disney Channel proper or Disney XD? Jake could probably tell me
that was Disney Channel proper. I know that one because the girl was cute.
Was this Demi Lovato?
Yeah.
Now, was the sketch show that spinned off from it, was that on Disney XD, Jake?
There was a fucking what?
You know how they're on a sketch show on the show Sunny with a Chance?
Oh, they did. You're right.
They made that into like its own like All That basically, or like little kids Saturday Night Live.
I do not know which one it was on.
I thought you were the Disney XD expert, so that's why I asked you.
No, I'm the Zeke and Luther guru. That is all I am.
That's a good one. So yeah, Session cucked us at the Xbox press conference. Moving on.
Well, moving on. I got new Cuphead DLC. You played Cuphead, right, Jane?
I loved Cuphead. It was one of my favorite games last year.
Never got to play it. So you looking forward to this then?
I am, yeah. More Cuphead's always good. We have a Chalice woman or whatever her name was. I forget. She has like a double jump, so that's just going to fundamentally change the game as a whole. This should be really fun. Also, the name of it I think is like I can't remember, but an acronym for it comes out to DLC, so it's a little clever title.
Real
More
quick.
Cupheads, good for me.
Real quick, look in chat and check out my new tat.
Check out your new tat.
Yeah.
Oh, epic.
I'm not seeing it, so... Oh, you're talking about in our chat. Jesus Christ. I was looking at Twitch chat. What the fuck even is that? Oh, I see. I hate everything. Alright.
Anyway, so then we saw Any Weeb's fucking A Wet Dream. They showed, well, I like it too. Jump Force Anime Infinity War, which is...
Fucking Jump Force starring Corbin Blue.
Let's jump in.
Or Jumper
Same thing.
starring Hayden Christensen. No,
Yep.
I'm still waiting on the Jumper video game, if I'm
There
honest.
already was one.
I'm waiting for a new one. That goes with the
well.
YouTube Red series.
That's not going to happen.
Yes, it is. You're wrong. It'll get on the Game Boy Advance because that's all they'll be able to afford.
Now, as someone who doesn't really have an attachment to any of the properties shown, except for one, this trailer looks fun. This game looks like it could be cool. You know, if it is like a 3D fighting game and I can throw people through fucking buildings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it could be like fun like the old Dragon Ball games were.
What?
I said it could be fun like the old Dragon Ball games were.
Oh.
Remember how those were like 3D and you could punch people around, do Kamehamehas and shit?
Yeah, I think so. I think that it'll be. I really don't know what exactly it'll be. I think they tried doing something like this before on the Game Boy Advance. Might be wrong about that, but it was. I mean, obviously they never done something in a 3D form. So I mean, in the trailer you see everyone beating the shit out of Frieza, and then it ends with fucking Willem Dafoe and Nat Wolff.
Yeah. I still want to know what the moveset's going to be for them against like all these super powered people. You know? Like it just didn't make any sense to me. Unless their literal fucking moveset is just write Goku's name in the Death Note. And then
Yes,
he's
but
dead.
Goku's not his real name.
Shit.
His real name's Kakarot. So does the Death Note work off of like nicknames?
Well, no, because then he would be able to just kill L without having the nose.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So if you put Andy Butts,
Right. Yeah. You would be fine, but if you put your actual name, you'd be done.
What if it just killed like one person at a time with that name? Like he put L and it killed someone else in the world named L.
anyone with the nickname L, just a bunch of innocent people dying.
Just a bunch of people at once. Yeah. I've always the rules of the death note don't make much sense because like I can't just write first names in there. I can't write like Andy and then it kills every Andy in the world. You know?
No, it's that
Just
Ann,
kill
like
Andy
ANND.
Andy, like
Oh.
like
Andy Dick.
Now, if I
Yeah, like
typed
Andy
in
Dick.
if I typed in Tay Swift, would it kill Taylor? Would it kill him? Will it kill anyone with the Twitter handle? What if I typed at Tay Swift? Would it kill anyone with
Shit.
that Twitter? That's a good question.
We haven't had a modern day Death Note series, so I don't know. Like Twitter handles might work.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's gonna be Death, PDA.
The dark web.
Death Note the dark web. Perfect. There we go. We've done it.
So
Death
anyway,
Note 2077.
I'm curious about what that game will be. So definitely gonna be watching that one. Anyway, so
Yeah.
after that they showed Dying Light 2, which is pretty cool. Jake and me have played Dying Light the original. That's the title of the game. And
Dying Light colon the original.
and it was pretty fun. It's a fun game. I mean, it's essentially what Dead Island should have been. And
It's
this
kind of
one,
like Dead Island mixed with like Mirror's Edge, right?
yeah. So I forget, where is this one taking place again?
I don't think they said.
It looked like it wasn't taking place in some fucking Middle Eastern shit town.
It just looks like a Middle Eastern shanty town.
No, it kind of looked like
European.
Paris or something like
Yeah,
that.
it looked more European. Yeah.
I mean, there's a sort of like a map area like that in the original Dying Light, but it's still Middle Eastern. I'm not. Yeah.
It was in
fucking
South
Turkey or something.
America.
No,
The
the
original
first
was-
Dying Light, you're in Turkey or something
Oh
like that.
shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're in Turk Roach country.
I played like a little bit of it. I've never really put time into it, but the little bit I played of it, like everyone had like a Mexican accent, so I thought it was in South America.
I'm sorry, a Mexican accent.
You know, what I mean, like Spanish sort of accent.
I'm sorry, Spanish.
What? Fuck off. Just keep talking about Dying Light, then.
Jake,
You know what I meant.
Jake, could you do an impression of the kind of music you hear in the original Dying Light? That's pretty close.
Area. When like the fucking like sun starts rising.
Is that Legend of Zelda? The fucking sun song? Ah! Yeah.
Oh, like the fucking like final chase music in Dying Light. Like,
Sounds
It's
very
just someone
Suspiria.
screaming at you. Yeah! Yeah! Run! That's the entire fucking song.
It's like,
So I have a question. As two people who played the Dying Light colon the original very extensively, what do you guys think about the whole new like your choices matter and it changes up the way the game goes?
I don't think it's gonna be as much of a big deal as they're making out to be. Like,
Yeah.
I highly doubt if you're gonna have 100 different choices that'll affect the game dramatically, they're not gonna fucking program all that. There's no way it's gonna be that dramatic if there's hundreds of choices.
Right.
Like, I think it'll just be like fucking cosmetic and scenery changes. Like, it'll look more run down and maybe more enemies and stuff. That's it.
Andrew,
Like,
anything to add?
You
No.
fucking stuff the water supply, of course. Bandits are gonna come out, but it's not gonna be like something dramatic where it affects the story the way it unfolds.
Yeah, they kind of overemphasize some things. So I think, yeah, Jake's definitely right about this one.
It's being written by the New Vegas guy. So, could be a good story though, in general.
Yeah, Chris Avalon is the writer, which is very interesting. So, it'll be definitely interesting to see what comes of that.
But they didn't show like any gameplay of nighttime in Dying Light 2, which is really disappointing.
Oh shit.
Show for like a couple seconds. They show that one dude diving at the camera.
Speaking of diving, dive right into the
Steve
swamp
Irwin died
because
with that stingray.
dive right into the pond because here comes Battletoads. New. Yeah, they're making another Battletoads game. I don't know what's gonna. Listen, I actually. What's wrong with you? Are you okay?
Oh, nostalgia.
Is Microsoft okay? I mean, is it really like why can't we get a fucking trailer for Battletoads? Is it like
It's too early in production.
ambitious of a game?
Somehow I bet it's really not going to be that big of a game. It's going to turn out like that fucking what's it called game, that Double Dragon game that ran horribly.
Neon.
Fucking,
Yeah, me and Taylor actually played that together. It was kind of fun, right, Taylor?
It's got a nice
fucking-
aesthetic to it.
they make it like that Conquer game that was for the Microsoft HoloLens. Young Conquer or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Or like that remake of Conker's Bad Fur they did for Project Spark. You guys remember Project Spark?
No.
Yeah.
That was
No, I do, but but no one else does.
right, yeah.
Right, it was really fucking shit. It became nothing.
Like, what the fuck is this?
It was basically Microsoft's attempt at making something like a Little Big Planet, or basically what I've heard Dreams is.
Yeah.
It's not Minecraft. You don't like craft shit in it.
Minecraft. Anyway, so then they showed Gears 5, then you may...
I'm sorry, wait. You skipped over the most important announcement, Gears Pop.
Oh, shit, I did. Gears Pop, so now we're gonna have a Pop series of games. Taylor, what? Sorry?
I like how the audience fucking lost their shit because they thought it was gonna be Gears 5.
They were so excited.
And they showed that before Gears 5.
It's like they were more hyped about before Gears popped than they were when they actually showed Gears 5.
The audience was going nuts. They were like the Gears logo pop. They're like, yeah! And the Pop guy comes out and they were just like, oh. Okay.
Giant O echoes through the fucking theater.
What?
Fucking dog tilting its head. Huh?
What? Tim Allen's there in the crowd.
Taylor, what game would you like to see popified?
Popified?
Like Funko Pops.
Oh god, none of them.
You have to make a video game Funko Pop.
If you had to choose one, yeah. If you had to choose one.
The Sims.
The Sims Funko? They already did that. It's called My Sims.
I was just gonna say
That's
My
a
Sims is
thing?
basically Sims Funko. They all look like Funko characters in it.
That's gross.
Yeah, that game was really bad. Actually, people like that game. I definitely did not.
It's fine for what it is. It's like a baby, dumbed down version of it for the Wii. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it's fine for what it is, but it's not anything special. Yeah, Gears 5 looks fine. It looks like more Gears.
Yeah, that's about it. That's really the most we could probably say about Gears 5. And also the fact that they're not doing Gears of War. It's just Gears 5 for some bizarre reason.
It's like Fast and Furious, like Fast 5.
Yeah, there's no wars in this game.
Mind if I add you to my Fave 5, Jay?
Oh shit, dude, I forgot about the Fave 5.
Mind if
I would
add you
assume
to
that I was already in your Fave 5, so...
Mind if I add you to my Fast 5?
Oh no, I just got the Fave 5 thing.
Yeah, you can add me to your Fast 5, Jake. Can I add you guys to my Furious 6?
You can only put on your most angriest of friends on that.
Add you to my Magnificent 7?
Oh shit,
No.
can I add you guys to my
Okay.
Hateful 8?
Now let's get to the best fucking part of the Xbox conference. Jay, take it away.
Oh boy, so CD Projekt Red, developers of The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, and all the Witcher games actually, and Gwent, have now put out a trailer for their most anticipated game, I think, ever, honestly.
Ambitious.
Ambitious too, the way they're talking about it. Cyberpunk 2077. And we gotta look at the city you play in and some of the aesthetic of it, and I think it's the one reason I'm not killing myself currently.
Yeah, it looks fucking amazing. So I mean, like, people are getting all up in it. It looks like GTA 5. Apparently, it's gonna be a first-person game.
Yeah.
It doesn't look exactly like The Witcher, and that's a good thing.
Right.
Uh, anyway, yeah, it looks really cool. I don't care the aesthetic of it, like the idea behind Cyberpunk. People are mad that this also like a sun, like the, excuse me. People
It's
are
like a
mad that
daylight cycle.
People are mad that there's like a really bright looking day and not like a really gloomy looking thing, like the way that Blade Runner was handled.
Right.
Which is whatever. I think it's probably maybe a little bit more realistic. I mean, there's the only reason that I guess Blade Runner was like the way it was is because it's in L.A. or whatever,
Right.
which is like smog city.
And even then too, there's other times in Blade Runner where you see like bright fucking areas, like when they go to Vegas and that, or even in like the little prequel shorts that they did before 2049. There's like daytime stuff in that too.
Yeah.
So I think it's just it's a lot of people who just like can't be fucking happy with anything. It's
Mm.
like everyone's getting up in arms because it's first person. Oh, why could it be third person? I can customize my character, but I can't see them. It's like you'll see them in cutscenes and shit. Sure, there'll be mirrors in the world. Fuck off.
Hmm.
A lot of the interesting stuff didn't even just come from this trailer. A lot of it was they showed like an hour-long behind closed doors demo to press, and so the stuff they've been talking about from that is really fucking cool. Like the fact that a lot of people were saying like the gameplay looks very kind of similar to like Deus Ex a little bit, which I think is interesting. And the fact that you can get like sort of cybernetic implants, like in the demo they show like they take out your eye and then you put in a cyber eye, I guess, and then you can like use that as like a binocular to like scan people and stuff. It seems like they're making a Witcher-sized RPG in a world that is much more aesthetically appealing to me because I'm not a big fantasy guy.
But the real question is, where does the punk come into play?
They play
I mean,
punk
did you see
rock.
those people? Did you see those people with the mohawks in the trailer? They look pretty punk to me.
Name the best punk rock song.
Um,
Punk by Gorillas.
I wasn't gonna say that. No.
Jake,
I can't think of one right now. So Jake
Bad
wins.
Lip by Sum 41.
Is that really a punk song?
Not really, I guess. If you consider Sum 41 to be punk.
Jake, did I find a picture of your betting?
Yeah, exactly, actually.
Could you read that out
Right
for
on.
me?
That's how it is on this bitch of an earth.
Amazing.
So, yeah, just finishing off on Cyberpunk. It looks really good. I wish we could see a real release date. I think. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna say because based on how people said how far along the demo is, even compared to the Witcher demos that people saw back in the day, like the first ones, they say it seems really far along. So I'm gonna guess probably end of the year next year, like November 2019.
Spring 2020.
Andrew, you got to guess?
I think they'll release it at the same time as the Cheeseburger in Paradise remaster.
Finally.
So,
Hey, I have a question. You know that new Jurassic World game? Is there a Margaritaville in that? Can I put that in my Jurassic World?
gosh, I hope so.
That game's out, so I didn't know if you had seen anything about it.
No, I didn't. I feel like I would have heard more about it because people were really, crazy about it beforehand.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then they announced on their Xbox, which is what the fourth E3 in a row that they're doing that.
Or they basically just were like, we're working on another Xbox or the future of the Xbox. Didn't really have anything like concrete to show about it.
No.
Like when they announced the X.
Yeah. So we don't know what that's gonna be. Whatevs. Anyway, Bethesda, start us off, Jay.
Let's talk about the 20-minute Andrew WK concert we got in the beginning.
Yes.
I was like, thank God Bethesda is keeping old E3 alive. Like, this is the kind of shit you would have seen, like, fucking 5 years ago at, like, an Ubisoft press conference.
This is some fucking Konami E3 2010 shit right here.
Open it up with Glee Karaoke Revolution. That's what this is.
Yep, that's how you do it.
I hate to say Andrew WK is on that level, but
It was very strange, to say the least. It just kind of
Yeah,
came, like...
well, it was weird because Pete Hines came out and he was like, all right, well, now we're going to show you Rage 2. And then you're like, okay, so they're going to show like a trailer for Rage 2 or like a demo or something like that. And then Andrew WK comes out with this full band. He starts to do the song. And I'm like, okay, so maybe he'll like score the trailer or whatever. Or they'll have somebody come out and talk while he's performing. No, he performed the whole fucking song. And then they brought somebody out on stage to talk about the game. And then they showed a long ass demo for it.
Yeah, it was very, very odd.
What did you think of Rage 2, though?
Rage 2 looks really good. So I just got done playing the Mad Max video game again. Really, really love the Mad Max video game. I mean, it's not a perfect game by any means, don't get me wrong,
No.
but I do love Mad Max and I love the world. Rage 2 looks like a spiritual successor to that, and from what Jay told me, it looks like the team picked up the scraps of what was to become Mad Max 2 because of some WB lawsuit or something.
Yeah.
And made it into Rage 2. And I think that's really like good. You know, I'm happy that they could make something of it because I was really kind of sad that nothing was going to become of Mad Max, and this looks like just that. It looks like a Mad Max spiritual successor. It has the vehicles, it has interesting looking gameplay.
Yeah, I think the thing about this that I think will probably make it in a way just like a better version of Mad Max is the combat doesn't look kind of as boring as the combat in Mad Max is, because the combat in Mad Max is just the Arkham stuff, but like this looks very like Doom 2016-esque. The gunplay,
Yeah,
which I think will help it out a lot to make it feel less generic in a way, you know.
it looks like a lot of fun.
Mm.
So,
You see anything, you can drive it, apparently.
I mean, that was the case with Mad
Fucking
Max.
Rage nuts and bolts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, then they had the Doom Eternal reveal.
Which is exciting.
Yeah, really. I personally have not been able to play the new Doom. I've wanted to, but I was like kind of on the edge about whether I should get it on PC or PlayStation because my
You
PC.
should get it on play. If you don't think your PC can handle it, you can get it on PlayStation. It runs at 60 frames on PlayStation. So
Or Switch.
don't do that.
Don't
Do that.
I'm not
Panic
stupid
Button
enough.
worked really hard.
I'm sure Panic Button did. But yeah, I'd say if you're gonna play it and you don't think your PC can handle it, getting on PS4 will be a good decision. I played it on PS4 and it ran really well. So, but yeah, so them making a sequel to that though, that's fucking cool. This one's gonna be about Hell on Earth, much like original Doom 2. So
And the twist is that it's actually Trump's America.
there we go. That's what it is. Trump was working with the devil all along.
Trump was working with John Doom. Who would have thought?
With John Doom.
And then they showed the Prey DLC Moon Man, with abhorrent racism, just horrible. If you don't know what Moon Man is, just look that up.
Is that the MTV Video Music Award? The Moon Man.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so they have interesting stuff. I need to play that's another one I need to play. So I mean, Bethesda came out with some pretty good stuff last year, and aside from Wolfenstein, like I really wanted to play everything else.
Wolfenstein was also very good though too. So
I didn't like the advertising around it, so I'll pick it up when it's really cheap.
I will say, yeah, the advertising around it. I mean, I get why they did it.
Completely deterred me from wanting to get the game.
I get why they did it. It's topical to the time period of when it came out, but it is a little like, all right, there's no need for.
Well, even fucking Pete Hines came out and said it immediately. We're gonna kill some more fucking Nazis, and everyone's like, yeah, Charlottesville.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Just the game itself though is really good. Like marketing aside, it's a really fucking fun, and that game is fucking bananas. It's one of the most bananas campaigns I've ever played in a fucking shooter.
Yeah, I might check it out when it's cheap, but as of right now,
Get it on Switch.
no.
They're putting out DLC of it though, where you get to play as his daughters, which is not, I guess, DLC. It's gonna be kind of like, did you ever play the Old Blood, which was the thing they did for Wolfenstein 1?
You think it's gonna be like that?
No, they've said it is like that, and it's gonna be co-op.
That's interesting. I may
Yeah.
check it out. Then I don't know though. It doesn't. Once again, the advertising for it has deterred me from wanting to get it. It looks kind of like over the top, and not saying that's a bad thing. It looks over the top in a fucking like pseudo political kind of way, which I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure that's there deep down, but on the surface, like it doesn't really poke through that much in the story. It's mainly just like a fuck Nazi sort of thing, because like that's the story of the thing, is that Nazis won World War II.
Right. Right.
You know what you gotta do? You gotta play the game.
Play the game.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see about that. See how good it turns out. Once again, can't really make much of it. They only showed like what? It was an animated trailer, and it was very quick.
Yeah, it was. It's set in the '80s or something like that. So.
Yeah. Then they showed off Wolfenstein and the. Oh, I'm sorry. Then they showed up. Then they showed the logo. They literally just showed the logo. They showed the logo to Elder Scrolls Skyrim 2.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And
Elder Scrolls 6.
It's called like Starlight or something.
Starfield.
Yes, Scarfield.
Scarface, the video game.
Yes,
they're making another one.
Fucking Elder Scrolls 6 starring Tony Montana.
No, there was two different games that Bethesda showed logos for. One was Elder Scrolls 6, and the other one was Starfield or whatever the fuck it's called.
Star-Lord.
Yeah, Star-Lord, starring Chris Pratt. Those were fucking strange announcements to me. Number one, because Todd Howard said that Starfield or whatever the fuck it's called was going to be next generation. So it was going to be the next gen of consoles. So I don't know why the fuck they're even talking about it now. And then he said Elder Scrolls is going to be after that. So like that's like a fucking probably like a 2025 game or something like that at the earliest. And it was just weird. And then, you know, same thing where like they're announcing this new IP and all you have to show me is a logo and like a planet and then a space station zooming away. It's like it's just weird. It's not how games are announced anymore.
I'm just waiting on the game where they add smell-o-vision.
They did that for they did demos of South Park, the last one, at like certain shows where they had a little thing that shot farts in your nose because the game is very fart heavy.
Well, I hope there's one where you could just smell bike seats. Like that's the objective, is to smell bike seats.
Why would that be an objective in a video game?
I don't know. Hey, they also announced Fallout 69. Shit. Yeah, it was actually
76.
It was Fallout 76, which, I mean, we can go on and on about this one just so that we can move this along. It looks interesting. That's the most I'll say. When they announced it, I was like really kind of taken aback because I was like, this can't be a real Fallout game. They're not showing enough to make it look like it's a real Fallout game. And then they showed the first trailer over at the Xbox show, and it was like, wow, it's actually a real Fallout game.
Yeah.
And then Todd fucking blasted us at Bethesda and was like, so there are no NPCs in this game. Everyone you come across is a real human. That's right. This game is always online. And that kind of felt like a shot in the foot, because I was just like, ugh, no. But I don't know. The thing about it, so I'm not kind of weighing what it looks like right now. It looks like the world looks really cool. Like West Virginia was a really good choice for a setting. And the mobs, as ridiculous as they are, I don't care at this point. Bethesda. They look really interesting. Apparently the map is like 4 times the size. The way that some of the mechanics works are better. They're adding back like a true to form survival mode. They're adding back durability and weapons from Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
Which is all very exciting stuff. So I mean, it's looking to be like it can be a good game, But the idea that it's not, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the multiplayer aspect of it.
I think that's the thing that makes me most excited about it, actually, is the thing of like, at this point, I don't know that another just regular Fallout game would excite me that much, especially after 4. Like, 4, gameplay wise, was fine, but the story was just kind of a mess and it didn't feel like a really good, like, RPG. So the idea of them taking what worked about Fallout 4, which is the gameplay, and focusing on that, and then adding an element to it where it's like, hey, you can explore this world with your friends. That makes me go like, this could actually be something fun and like a very like just kind of a game to dick around with your friends in a way, just sort of another one of those.
So for me, it's kind of like 3 steps forward, 4 steps back, because it was like, wow, that's a bunch of stuff I really like, but there's going to be absolutely no mods whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So, something that I should note is that I have like 100. Like, I fucking hate Fallout 4. Base Fallout 4 is just awful to me. I really don't like it. I think it's disappointing in almost every single way.
Except for gameplay.
No, but not except for gameplay, because
The
it took
gunplay is so much
except
better.
gunplay is the only thing from Fallout 4 that improved, that from Fallout New Vegas that improved. That is literally it. That is the only thing. They took everything away that Fallout New Vegas improved on, and they even took step backs from fucking Fallout 3. I genuinely don't get what they could. I could, like I said, I can go on and on about this, but like Fallout 4 improved on almost nothing except gunplay, and it was kind of cool seeing that Fallout 76 is going to be improving and adding some of that stuff back, because it's like, well, yeah, obviously we should take steps forward, but the fact that you're still going to get a bunch of fucking shitty pipe weapons, and that every fucking you're only going to get the same fucking stupid mob types over and over and over again, and the fact that skills aren't a thing, that's confirmed, by the way. Skills aren't a real thing in Fallout 76. There's a neat little documentary you can watch. Um, there's a lot of gameplay changes that once again are just steps backward, which is fucking bizarre, because it's trying to pertain to the fucking normie audience, the casual gamer, which
Well, I think that this one too is just such a different beast that it's like, it's not the same thing as Fallout 3, or not even the same thing as like Fallout 4 even. It's such a different thing. It's basically like an online survival game. Something like Rust or whatever. So it's going for an entirely different thing. So I think this one is like kind of like you can have your impression of what you think about it, but it's gonna be way different from a regular Fallout game. So you gotta kind of treat it that way.
it's gonna be way different from a Fallout game only in its multiplayer aspect. Like
Right, but
in
I
the
think
way in the way that
even
the
then though,
game.
like this one isn't an RPG though. Even it's got RPG elements like every fucking game does.
Well,
now.
no, Fallout 4 wasn't an RPG either.
I mean, I guess yes. If you want to argue that, yes. But my point is that this is like completely different from even just like what Fallout 4 is.
I don't think so. I think it's more of the same with few improvements. I don't. I think you have way more faith in Bethesda than.
I'm not even saying it as a positive thing. I'm just saying looking at it as a game, the way it's going to be played with an online aspect and a focus on more survival stuff in the sense of like a Rust where it's like building bases and you have to like I don't know, do fucking survival shit in it like you would in Rust or in games like that. It's totally different from just regular
See, I would like
Fallout
that.
4.
I would like that if I didn't already know how fucking awful some of the weapons are in Fallout 4 and how ugly some of the fucking base gameplay is. Like, I would be happy about that had I not known how bad it already is. If they improve upon the guns that you have, the kind of weapons that you get, if they improve upon that stuff, maybe they can buy me back in a little bit. But as of right now, I mean, am I gonna probably get this game? Maybe. I really want to see some actual like gamer, like people on YouTube play this game. People who aren't trying to sell it to me. That's when I'll be convinced that if I want this game or not, to see how it really is. So, all right. No, I think that's enough on Fallout 76 unless you want to say anything else.
No, I don't really have anything else to say.
So, moving on to Boobysoft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they started off with Shadow of the Boob Raider.
They started off with Shadow of the Boob Raider at Ubisoft.
Oh,
No.
no, not Boobisoft. Sorry. I was thinking of boobs, and I thought Lara.
Oh,
Lara. You
Lara.
say Lara?
Lara.
Lara.
Sorry. So, yeah, they had another kooky fucking Just Dance routine, but this time there was no shooting, so it wasn't as fun.
Yeah, that one was like 2 years ago too. Even like last year, I forget. Did they even do a Just Dance thing last year? I can't
They
remember.
probably did. They do it every year.
Yeah.
So then they showed Beyond Good and Evil 2, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt came out and literally asked everyone, "Please, please make my game. I will literally give you $10."
Well, he's like only a partner in the sense that like his company, I guess, is like they do this kind of shit, but not usually for video games. It's like someone will make a song and like people online collaborate on like a video or making the song better or whatever. But I guess now he's like, oh, we're gonna be working with Beyond Good and Evil 2, and so stuff that you guys make will end up in the game. And apparently they're paying people for that, but like, what the hell? Like, you don't know about their sort of monetization platform of that. Is it like going to be a thing of like you give me like $10 for like a fucking poster or whatever that I make for the in-game world? Like, they don't really have that details of that out yet. It's such a fucking strange thing what this game even is. Like, they announced it, and I don't think they've even really started making it. Like, I think they even said during the presentation, like, we're putting together our team still. I'm like, you probably shouldn't be showing this fucking game off then if you don't even have a goddamn team in place.
Yeah, it seems too early. Like I feel like last year was fucking early, and it still feels really early in the
Well,
game.
there was a lot of conspiracy of why they announced it last year was because of the whole like Vivendi was trying to take them over. So they basically a lot of what people think is that they announced this game so that way Vivendi couldn't come in and just cancel it because it's been announced like to the public. So obviously they would be facing backlash for that, but I just don't get why they showed it again this year. Other than to announce that Joseph Gordon-Levitt, like, hey, we're working with this company to help you make our make our game.
Yeah, I really don't have a strong opinion on Be Gone.
Be
Beyond
gone, good and evil.
Beyond Thought, the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting seeing Joseph Gordon-Levitt fucking come out on the E3 stage and ask people to help make the game.
Yeah, he fucking just came out on stage, ate a whole fucking bucket of KFC chicken. It was a really odd situation.
Yeah, and he got it all over his face.
He's like, yeah, this costs $10. I'll give you $10 if you help me.
It was weird. He came out on stage and just acted out the entirety of 10 Things I Hate About You, unprompted.
It really took the air out of the show. I got the wind out of the show. It was going good, and then he just did that whole act.
He did.
I mean, honestly.
And then intermissions. And in the intermissions, they didn't leave the stage. He just sat down and kept eating his KFC. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah, the fucking like intermission between games, he just fucking like does his own movie trivia with the audience. He's like, so yeah, have you seen my film Don John? And he's still fucking eating this chicken.
I directed that one. He's like, they didn't even ask me to come back for G.I. Joe 2.
Like he's mad about it.
Yeah. He's like, they made a good Cobra Commander and they didn't let me be him. The fuck?
Oh my god.
This is his way of getting back at the fucking movie studio.
And
then,
then
going to fucking E3 when they're watching him.
He's also like, what do you guys think of 10 Things I Hate About You? Heath Ledger was in this. He's dead now.
And I'm gonna reenact it right here, right now.
I'm gonna reenact his death first before we get back into the
fucking reenacts the dark. I got these scars, and people are so confused. Fucking pencils this one guy in the audience. Fucking pencils his face.
Pencils Miyamoto out in the audience.
He's like, hey, I started doing characters. Who wants a character? Miyamoto raises his hand. It's just a fucking stick figure face.
It's like that dude from Nathan For You who did the Asian guy
Yeah.
thing, the caricature.
Miyamoto gets so mad he ends his fucking career as a video game developer.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt has destroyed Nintendo in one foul swoop.
So
Yeah, fucking. Yeah.
then they showed Trials Rising, and a Swedish guy came out and fucking broke the stage.
Yeah.
That was pretty epic. That was one of the few moments that made me say, okay, this is epic.
It looks fine. It looks like more Trials.
Yeah, that's the most you could do with a Trials game is just have more Trials.
And
So
more Trials is a good thing, you know.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
yeah.
It doesn't have a fucking Levitt in it.
No, it doesn't have Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it, surprisingly. Although he was still on stage during the performance, just eating
Yeah,
his chicken
they
in the
wouldn't
back.
they wouldn't get him. They couldn't take him off the stage.
Thing to note is that I made the comment because they announced it was on Nintendo Switch. I was like, oh, Switch is a good platform for Trials, but then I remembered it doesn't have analog triggers, so that's actually an awful platform for Trials.
Yep. Yeah. Oh well.
It could still work, but it'd be like impossible because I mean, like some of the courses they design around like analog triggers.
Yeah, exactly, and about sort of like easing on the gas and stuff like that.
I mean, there's a way around it, but it's not ideal. What you do is basically just keep fucking spamming the trigger to not like fucking gas too much.
Yeah,
and
you
then
just
like,
tap
hear
it.
that.
You have to use the GameCube controller in order to play
I mean,
Trials.
They could like work around it with the gyro, but I don't know how that would work. How well that would work.
No, it wouldn't work at all, really, I don't think.
You have to stick your
I'm talking
foot
about with, like,
on
I'm
the
talking
Joy-Con.
about with like the balancing.
No, I'm not even talking about the balancing. I'm just talking about like the ones where it's like you have to kind of like ease on the gas or whatever. You have to get over like a hump or whatever. Like that just wouldn't work. Like you'd have to like tap the controller as if like you were using like a.
Just fucking like amp up the horsepower in these fucking dirt bikes in the Switch version just to make it playable.
Right. I mean, I'm sure they have a way around it. I'm sure that they figured it out. They're not just gonna put it on Switch
Is it
without.
confirmed?
Yeah, no, they
Switch?
they announced it on on stage.
Step on the gas.
Yeah. They also announced Parappa the Rapper as a playable character.
Yeah, it was a pretty good decision on my part to announce that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was there. Anyway, so yeah, they did that, and then they had Division 2, and the dollar bill.
The dollar bill flew.
Yeah, the return of Megan, the famous Division role.
I have no strong opinions on this whatsoever.
Yeah. I liked the Division 1 for the time that I played it, but it just kind of got boring fast, so if they can kind of figure out how to fix that issue with it.
Division
There's that.
2 brought to you by the people who played the Division 1 E3 gameplay.
I just love that idea because then that just tells me that they love the Division 1 so much they were like, fuck dude, we gotta play Division 2. We gotta all be on it, squad up
Fucking
on
went up to
Division 2.
Ubisoft headquarters. Like, please, God.
Please God. Those three people from the E3 press conference are the only ones who asked for Division 2 this quickly.
Like, Megan, we'll do it just for you. We owe you this one.
This is kind of I was talking about somebody with this and they were like, well, there's really only 3, but like I think there's just too many loot shooters at this point.
Yeah, it's annoying. I don't like any of them. Like, you can't convince me to like these games. They're too boring to me.
Speaking of loot shooters, where was Borderlands 3?
Not.
That's a good question. I don't know.
They're still writing those super witty lines to them.
Probably. But I was gonna say I like Destiny more than I like the Division because the Destiny at least has some sort of like creativity to it. It's like a space game, so there's like aliens and shit like that. It feels more.
Yeah.
It feels it's more varied than just like, oh, I'm fighting a bunch of dudes in the middle of Division, now DC in this one. And so I think like they kind of have to work harder in the Division for me to really kind of actually give a shit about it. So if they can make the game fun to play and make it less aggravating like the original Division was, then I think like they can win me back with this. But as it is, of the loot shooters that were talked about at E3, I'm more excited for Anthem than I am for Division 2. And I'm not even that excited about Anthem.
Yeah, none of them. I'm really not excited about any of them. I mean, don't get me wrong. The games look nice, but like I'm over the fucking graphics thing at this point. Like
Right.
you won't convince me to get a game off of graphics anymore. The gameplay has to follow suit, and loot shooters just don't intrigue me.
Mm.
So then they showed Skull and Boners.
Right.
Yeah,
Um,
what a weird title, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
You are the boat.
And in Skull and
You are the
Boners,
boner.
you are the boner.
This game.
What if the
to me,
game's
it's
name
like
was Skull and Boats?
Skull and Boats. That'd be a better title. Um,
Boats and O's.
the thing is about this is that it looks like it has the same sort of ship combat as Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Yep.
That's what it's inspired from.
Yeah.
Well, it takes place in the
but-
same universe, the same
Yeah.
Ubiverse.
Exactly. Every game's in the Ubiverse. But just something about it, like just having the boat combat, that doesn't intrigue me. Like I like the stuff in Assassin's Creed a ton. So
Are you telling me it all takes place in the Animus?
it's possible. It could just take place in history.
Yeah.
You know, whatever the history of the Assassin's Creed universe is at this point.
Yeah. They'll just keep going back further and further. Remember when Grug was an assassin? Me Grug.
Grug?
Yeah, me Grug.
Rug?
I don't know who Grug is. Who's Grug?
Grug's the fucking caveman Wojak.
Fucking Grug
Oh.
Heffley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Stop making Diary of a Wimpy Kid references.
Dude, these truly are the dog days. That's what they'll say in fucking
Skull and Bones Dark Days.
Skull and Bones. The what's
Long
Roderick
haul.
rules.
Roderick, fucking Captain Roderick
Yeah, there we go.
of the SS Long Haul.
Yeah, that's Skull and Bones.
This is Grug.
Okay, I know what Grug is.
Fucking UB mascot.
We at Ubisoft love our new mascot, Grug.
The new assassin.
His
So,
feature debut on Steep.
speaking of Assassin's Creed, they're showing off the Greek game, Assassin's
Oh, you
Creed.
skipped over.
I know. This
Alright,
works better as a fucking segue.
Whatever. Fine. Yeah.
Punchline.
So they have the new Greek game, and honestly, I just got around to buying Origins, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Absolutely fucking beautiful game. Like, it really
Yeah.
surprises me that people made this. Like,
And it runs really
People
well for
made this.
for how graphically impressive it is. It actually runs really well.
yeah, it is surprising that people made it, because it's, like, ridiculous. It's, like, so detailed.
Yeah.
Like, it's goddamn surprising
Yeah,
that,
robot
like,
can
a
make
team of
this.
people... Well, I mean, like, it's a creation of God.
God made Assassin's Creed. In a way, he did.
If you think about it, yeah. God is the creator.
God's like, let me try my hand at this.
Is God the ultimate game dev?
He fucking like corrects his knuckles, like fucking ready about to fucking type at the computer, start writing code.
No, God's an MLG level Sims player.
think,
MLG
God
Sims.
was a, I think God was a fan of like the SimCity reboot that had all the DRM.
Absolutely not.
I
Nobody
don't-
was a fan
I
of
don't
that.
think I don't think he liked that very much.
He was a big City Skylines fan. Though.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be really good, like following suit, because there is Greek stuff in Origins, which I totally
Yeah.
forgot about. But like literally just one area is like Alexandria.
They take place around the same time period. So
It's before. Yeah, it's like
Oh.
a few hundred years before, I think.
Assassin's Creed Greeks and Freaks.
Freaks and Greeks is what you should have said. I like that this one's kind of it's differentiating itself in a way because it seems to be going a lot more mythological.
Yeah, it looks really interesting. I don't know how exactly they're playing it out, like how the story's gonna play with the mythological shit, but it looks like it's going to be really cool.
It could be a total thing like halfway through it's like, oh shit, it actually isn't been like that, but that's how people perceive the story.
Yeah,
and that's where the Greek myths come from.
Yeah, maybe it don't be like it is, but it do.
Which would be that would actually be kind of a cool twist on it, but
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the trailer, the landscapes are really fucking cool. Those like colossal statues. That shit
Yeah.
intrigues me. Like I'm a really big fan of ancient history. Like that was some of my favorite stuff to study.
Yeah.
So like of course the origin stuff appeals to me, and the Greek stuff will appeal to me as well. So looking forward to when that comes out.
And it's so colorful too. I just love how the environments like they don't. It's like it's very colorful and like bright and stuff like
it's
that.
not piss orange and yellow filter anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder how much they'll stretch out Desmond's fucking story because he still appears like in like different videos and files and shit in every game, and they keep prolonging his story. It's weird. It's like
I remember the funniest fucking thing was in Assassin's Creed 4 when you're like working at like a fake Ubisoft and it's like we got most of our stuff donated by a big donator, Desmond Miles.
what if they just had a picture of Desmond Miles as a thumbs up, like they fucking propped up the dead body.
It's like Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, they have him handing over like his DNA and stuff, smiling at. They stuffed him. They have a stuffed Desmond Miles at the UB studio.
I think that blows my mind the most. This takes place in the fucking Odyssey universe, like Super Mario.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I can't believe that.
I wonder-
On Switch, actually, you play as Mario.
I wonder how they'll incorporate Cappy. I mean, how are Cappy and Socrates gonna be in the same game?
Happy to like fucking eat their brains out as a new way of assassination.
Yeah, Cappy. Oh my God, Cappy's the
Yeah,
origins to the
lobotomizes the
Animus.
enemy.
They use
Shit.
Cappy technology.
Fucking
Oh
like
my God.
Cappy eats their brains out and lobotomizes his enemies.
Oh my God, no.
Cappy is a hero of Greek myth.
These are like fucking hieroglyphics from the fucking pyramids and shit.
Yeah, you see fucking Anubis wearing the Mario cap.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's
so
what
they
it
also
is,
showed
Cappy.
Starlink, which is an interesting dogfighting game. I missed one of the games on here. I should know. I don't know what that is. You guys have to fill me in on that. The Elijah Wood game.
Oh, Transference it's like he said it last year. They talked about it like it was just a VR game, but now it's a VR and regular game. But it seems like VR would probably be the better way to play it. Like it's the way they made it. But it's basically you get into people's dreams and you can see their darkest realities or something like that.
Whoa.
It seems really fucking strange, but like kind of like the idea behind it is kind of cool a little bit. But then it's also like kind of dumb and it's like kind of it seems like a horror game, but like
Yeah,
not-
that's what I was hearing
What-
about it.
What if you like fucking got in like Ron Jeremy's mind and his darkest dream was just being monogamous?
just not having sex with multiple beautiful women.
No. He's
No,
like tossing
God.
and turning in bed.
He wakes up and he's like his dream is like he's a muscular dude, like he's not fat and disgusting like he is now.
Fucking
He has a tiny
fucking
penis,
blue pilled us. Mario 2'd us.
but he has just a tiny penis though. That's what happens. That's the trade-off. Like now he's fat and disgusting, but he has this massive dong. But it becomes beautiful, and then he has a tiny dick.
It's like $1 million idea right there.
Shit, I've written his next porno.
You fucking go to A24 with this shit.
Go to A24 with this new Ron Jeremy movie.
So,
Call it Swiss Dick Man.
Swiss dick man. That's good. That's too good.
so ridiculous.
Anyway, yeah, Starlink looks cool besides the toy aspect of it.
I missed that part.
It's like you build the ships. So like in the game, it does like the Toys to Life thing where like you have a ship, but then like you can rip off parts of the ship and put on like a new gun. And then you
the same ship if you rebuild it.
and then that new gun pops up in the game, and then you have like missiles and shit like that. But then they announced that Star Fox is in the Switch version, which is kind of cool.
And they gave Miyamoto a toy,
Yep, they were like, "Here, look, we made you this toy."
and he started
Miyamoto.
playing with it on stage. It was really awkward.
Yeah, he's
What
like,
if, what if like Ubisoft like fucking followed the fucking controversy? Like if you replace like a ship with new parts, it's not the same ship. Like if you replace the ship with like parts from another ship, like letters of that ship's name transfers onto your new ship. So like, imagine you started with the Jackdaw and fucking Assassin's Creed 4 then becomes like the because all these fucking new parts.
Right.
It fucking like mixes with the Jackdaw's name and just
It becomes the Bloopdaw.
the Brapdaw.
The Brapdaw.
I thought you were going over that like old fucking fashioned Greek riddle where it's what is it? The ship theory.
Riddle. Yeah.
Like where if you fucking take apart a ship and you rebuild it, it's not the same ship anymore.
Shit, that's fucking deep.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's what I thought Jake was going with.
I really did think that Jake was existential about fucking Starlink.
It turned out to not be that way.
I mean, it kind of is, because I mean, like I say, replacing it with new parts, it's essentially not the same ship anymore.
Right.
Wow. Really made me think.
And then they announced that For Honor's getting DLC, and then it's going to be free this weekend for anybody on Uplay.
Yep, free honor.
To have forever.
Is that all it took to get some free honor?
Yep. That's it.
Alright, and then then we had Squeenix.
Yep.
Now we can talk about Shadow of the Boob Raider. So
that sure does look like another Tomb Raider game.
said Jack Squeenix.
It said Keith David, narrator of the Square Enix press conference.
Said Phil Spencer at a Microsoft conference.
The trailer ends. He goes, "Yep, that sure does look like another one of those stupid fucking Tomb Raider games."
Nice tits though.
Yeah. You guys like that new Uncharted for girls?
Fucking Barbie doll playing girls.
It was really weird how Adam Sessler came on and went on a rant about how she's not a trans girl. Because of this, she is not fuckable.
When will I get TS Raider?
Shit, that's truly the future.
Truly. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be just another Tomb Raider, which is, I mean, like, I was telling Jay that, like, this may be my only chance at another fucking action-adventure game at this point. Because...
And the last two Tomb Raiders were, like, fine. Like, it's not that they were bad games.
They're just okay. They're not, like, fucking outstanding or distinguished to me. They're just, like, fucking run-of-the-mill action games.
It's Uncharted for girls.
They're like fun for the time that you play them, but they don't really stick with you in your memory, you know?
No, not like Uncharted does.
Exactly. So
all they're good is for PC benchmarking. That's all I can say.
That's 100% true. Those hair effects, man. But yeah, so like them making a new one, it's like, yeah, it looks fine. It looks about as good as the other ones were.
Yep.
I just don't. Well, this is from like a fucking annual fucking thing where we were like in the same fucking loop with Assassin's Creed.
Right.
Oh, now we're back in that loop though. This Origins just came out last year.
You're doing better with the annual releases this time around, but I mean, like beforehand, before like a break.
I think that
Assassin's Creed 4.
Ubisoft has like 5 million studios, so they could have been working on that, like the new Greek Assassin's Creed, for the same amount of time that Origins was.
They could have.
You know?
You never know.
Exactly.
So you'll take this part, Jake, because I know this is your jam.
All right. Just Cause 4. Big fan of the franchise here, Jacob Griffin. And they showed off the new map. It's a South American country called Solis. There's a lot more destruction. There's Sharknadoes now. And sandstorms and blizzards, apparently. There's new kind of tethers where you can boost shit and put balloons on stuff. They said they fixed the driving from top to bottom, which would be really good because the driving in all the Just Cause games are not great. So if they can make one that actually has good driving now, even though
I don't see the point in having good driving though.
Exactly, there's no point in it because like the real way you should get around is with the wingsuit and the grapple hook. But...
It was like having the driving in fucking Saints Row 4.
Right, but it's the kind of thing of like it's nice sometimes. Like sometimes you just want to like drive around and like do some crazy stunt shit with a car. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get like a car that performs nice and actually feels good to drive, then that's just a nice thing to do. Even though you are just most of the time going to use the grapple hook and parachute thing. They changed Rico's voice actor again. He's fighting some new militia that has like mech suits and shit like that. It looks pretty wild, but it looks like it's going to be really fun. And it's running on some new engine that Avalanche has, which the open world looks very fucking detailed and really cool. They've been running.
Damn, I didn't know it was a new engine.
Yeah, it's called the Apex engine. It's the Avalanche Games open world engine or something like that. I don't know why it's Apex isn't really fit for that, but it's called Apex. And they've been doing like live streams all week for it, like showing like new gameplay videos and stuff, and it looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a better. It looks like more like 2. Remember, I think 2 is the best of all the Just Cause games, but it looks like it has the gameplay improvements of 3.
That's good.
The multiplayer.
They didn't say anything about multiplayer, so I don't think there's gonna be multiplayer in it, except for
What
like
the
somebody will
fuck?
probably mod it. I don't know why they hired the multi people, so I don't get it.
Truly baffling.
I mean, it could be a
Hopefully,
thing
yeah.
where it comes after launch and they're just not talking about it now because they don't. It's not gonna be ready for launch. So
Hopefully, this time around in this game, I can aim down the sights on my guns.
I mean, you can get an upgrade for that.
Rather
Someone didn't play
wish I
Just
could, like,
Cause 3
sit there-
enough.
I rather wish I could do it like right off the bat, you know, and not have to go out on a fucking limb to fucking just to aim down a gun.
You didn't install the
Yeah.
eye implant from Cyberpunk.
Exactly. But yeah, so this is coming out in December.
Yeah, I'm looking
I'm
forward
really
to it.
excited for it. I love the Just Cause games. They're the quintessential play it, have some fun, fuck around in this open world, and they're always consistently fun, even when they maybe don't run the best like Just Cause 3 did. So hopefully because it's on a new engine, it's better optimized.
Just yeah, there are a few games that I'll play that are like kind of my chewing gum games, like that I just kind of have that I'm playing like mindlessly. Just Cause is definitely one of those. I like playing Just Cause while listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
Um,
And I mean, they've said they're doing like they've fixed up the story in this one, and they're doing a better story. But even then, it's like you could have the same fucking level of stories you've had in the last couple ones, and I wouldn't really give a shit because I like to clear out the map and blow shit up and have fun.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely agreed. So, looking forward to that. Then you have The Quiet Man.
Mm.
With Jim
Halpert, yeah.
Jim
With,
Gaffigan.
With Quiet James.
Quiet James.
This trailer was so weird to me because it was like half live action and then it turned into game.
Fucking really.
Okay, and here's the thing about that, like, it wasn't a great transition either. Like, it wasn't like, whoa, dude,
Yeah.
is it still a movie? Like,
Right.
it looked
We're
like a
breaking
video
that trend
game.
at Squeenix.
It looked
We're
like a
making
video game.
movie. Square Films is back. Remember how we made Final Fantasy Spirits Within? We're back with The Quiet Man.
Like, Quantum Break, like, like, the cutscenes went, like, they actually look like they're actors, like,
Right.
like, true to form, like,
Yeah.
skin detail and everything. That was a very detailed game, all things considered.
Yeah.
But this was like, it went to fucking like back to gameplay mode, and they looked like PS3 models.
Yeah, and apparently I thought that was just for the trailer, but Square Enix said in a press release that no, the game's like that. It's live action, and then it cuts to gameplay.
Weird.
So, that should be exciting. It looks just kind of like a weird like beat 'em up game where you play as a deaf guy.
All things considered, it was a very loud trailer.
Yes, it was actually very loud, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So then they showed Kingdom Hearts 3 for the fucking 1000th time. Jake,
Yeah.
why don't you take this up?
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Resident Kingdom Hearts fan Jake here.
I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan. I've been kind of like on the fence for the series ever since it first started. But basically, yeah, fucking new worlds, basically incorporating all their new fucking properties and whatnot, like Frozen, Entangled, some of the more newer stuff ever since 2 came out. But honestly, I really don't care about this game.
You didn't talk about the most important new world, Ratatouille.
Ratatouille, fuck, you're right, but it literally just like looks like run-of-the-mill Kingdom Hearts to me, and I'm gonna get fucking.
What the
blasted
hell
for
is that
but
level
I
even
mean,
gonna be? It's just gonna be like QuickTime events, I bet.
Yeah, it'll be you making
You
food
know, like
running.
Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 was like one of the first games that kind of popularized QuickTime events. So I'd watch your goddamn mouth there.
No,
You know
wasn't.
what's?
Are you're wrong about that. The fucking what's it called game was. The
I know, like fucking Shenmue had it, but I mean, Kingdom Hearts like also used it as well. And then like after, like shortly after Kingdom Hearts 2, they fucking like started becoming more popular.
if you say
This
so.
game, this game just looks like it's like, hey, let's go fuck around in a Disney World, and then like we'll come back out to our Final Fantasy world where there's kind of a story happening.
Dude, the
But then it's
final.
like,
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Don't even try to make sense of Kingdom Hearts story. It's literally just like
It's so
French
fucking
and saving
stupid.
hearts and shit, and it makes no sense at all. It's
well, it's not
yeah.
even just that. It's just like looking at this trailer, it looks very fucking jumbled. It's like, oh yeah, we went to Frozen World. We're doing the plot of Frozen. Oh, we went to Pirates of the Caribbean World. It's Pirates of the Caribbean 3. Oh, we went to Ratatouille. We're making
The
food.
best
Like,
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. They
so
went for the best Pirates of the Caribbean.
that's the issue with what happened to Kingdom Hearts. Like, if you play Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, they're very simple games. Like, there's, like, not a lot to them. There's not a lot of deepness to the story. But in the midst
I
of
didn't
it...
even understand it.
Well, no, not even... Like, seriously, even in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, it was, like... There was deeper aspects to it, right? But, like, the underlying was that it was a very simple premise, right? You're fucking Sora, you want to get your fucking girlfriend or whatever, but there's Heartless and they're infecting Disney Worlds. That's the most basic you can look at it. And they should have really just kind of kept the simplicity of it. But after Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, they made like a million fucking games.
Yeah, and there's like all these like spin-off shit on phones where it's like talks about the fucking key wars or some bullshit
Dude,
like that.
and not one of them weren't canon. So
Yes,
that's
every
the,
fucking one of them is canon.
so
Get
like
the whole package for $100.
oh yeah, woo. So you can buy the really expensive fucking HD packs of them, and you can play the really boring in between games. It's just it really suffers from an issue of like something gone from simple to really not simple, and like what they're trying to do with what?
It's just convoluted. That's
Yeah,
all it
and
is.
they're trying to bring it back to Kingdom Hearts 3, like the first time that they're going back to a main console game again, and like they're trying to kind of give the same feeling as Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Meanwhile, there's so much deeper story now. It's like, how the
I
fuck?
think
I
we,
have no hopes of trying to understand the story.
I think what we're trying to say is like, fucking 1 and 2 had like kind of a coherent kind of underlying plot, but now ever since 2 came out, all this fucking side shit came out, and they're trying to incorporate that somehow into 3.
Yeah, but at the same
It's
time, they're
like,
trying to keep it like back to the way that 1 and 2 was, where it was simple. But they're like, but we can't ignore the fact that we just produced 10 years of Kingdom Hearts story.
And I mean, I have no clue what Kingdom Hearts fans like. I have no clue how hardcore some of them are, but I feel like the majority of Kingdom Hearts
Oh, they're
fans.
hardcore.
Well, yeah, no, but I feel like the majority of people who say played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 on PS2 are now just going to go into 3 being like, oh, they're making a new one. And then it's like, well, what the fuck's going on? Like, I didn't play any of these fucking 45 spin-offs.
They'll have to have a
trust
whole
me,
3-hour
the
movie.
Fan base, the fucking fan base will fucking find their ways. I'm pretty sure they bought the fucking PS3 remaster or PS4 remasters as well.
Yeah, 2.8573 repeating
Trust
final
me,
remix.
like, this is probably one of the most fucking. I wouldn't want to say toxic, but they're definitely one of the most fucking vocal and passionate fan bases. But yeah, like they find their ways.
Yeah, I was saying this earlier when it came out. I can't look at Kingdom Hearts anymore without thinking of some fucking emo 12-year-old girl's notebook doodles. I can't help because like every single one of those characters are just so edgy. They're just so edgy looking. Like they're such a product of their time.
It's like they fucking took character designs from the bouncer and just never moved on.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I wish it was January already so I could stop hearing about this fucking game ever again.
Yeah. Well, in that case, you have Dragon Ass.
Right, I'm not a Dragon Quest guy, so.
Neither am I.
Only played 8 for like an hour, and that was about it.
All right, so moving on. Yeah, Octopath, which is a really cool looking kind of Final Fantasy-esque kind of RPG game.
Phallus Fantasy.
Phallus
Yeah,
Fantasy.
Phallus Fantasy.
I have a lot of fantasies about phalluses. But yeah, it's got like really kind of old-fashioned RPG gameplay with really cool graphics. Like such a
Yeah,
unique look to it.
it kind of looks like a storybook sort of thing, like
Mhm.
a pop-up book, but like with pixel art characters in it.
Mhm.
It looks really cool.
It has like lighting engines and shit too, so it's not like Paper Mario where it's just flat cartoon.
Right, yeah.
So,
That's what we want.
oh yeah. So it looks really good. That's definitely a game I'll be picking up.
I think full release is July, something like that. July 13th, maybe.
Oh
That sounds
shit.
about right.
Really,
Well,
that soon?
Yeah,
well, it was actually announced like what, 2 years ago?
it was announced at the Switch like reveal thing. That fucking disastrous event in Japan they did.
Yes.
And I remember seeing the trailer for it, and like when they showed the art style, I was like, "Oh, this game looks really cool." And then they get to the title, and at the time, it was just called Project Octopath Traveler, and I spit out my drink. I laughed so hard. At the
And then
title.
they just kept the name.
Right? Yeah, they should have called it like Final Fantasy something or other.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, they just stuck on the Final Fantasy name.
They could have called it like Final Fantasy fucking Octopath Traveler, even. You know what I mean? Just something. You know, put it a part of a
A
big
bit in
franchise.
time.
A bit in time. Sure, yeah, that
A
works too.
bitch in time.
A bit-
But it's like bitchin'. But like, is it bitchin'? Like, oh, bitchin', dude, or bitch in?
Time.
Yeah. Like a bitch in time.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
it
dude.
could have been like Final Fantasy's Excellent Adventure or something like that, you know?
Dude, we should write a fucking
Dazed and
story.
Confused.
Final Fantasy's Bogus Journey.
We should write a story
Fantasy
kind of like
faces the music.
The Hangover, where it's just a bunch of like dude friends, right? But they travel in time after this fucking bitch who ruins
Right.
their good time.
Jesus.
But they're having a good time, so it's a bitch in time. But she's also a bitch.
Right, it's a double entendre
Yeah.
title.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that'd be a great movie.
That'd be kind of like the classic The Hungover games. Which is
Or
a-
vampires suck.
or well, no,
Okay,
I was,
moving on to
I was specifically
Sony.
talking about the Hungover games because that is literally basically that movie where they do a hangover thing and then they wake up in the Hunger Games. Anyway, moving on.
So going to Sony, very odd conference overall. Very, very strange and very small
Yeah.
for certain.
Had some really, really good games and some really, really disappointing games.
I mean, it really, aside from E3, it looked like every single conference went from like the amount of games bigger to smaller to smaller to smallest.
I feel like the only conference that actually had a lot of games at it was Xbox.
Yeah.
Everything else was kind of like we have like, you know, like EA, like they had like what, like 4 games to show. They had that, but they gave a lot of time to that fucking phone game they did, and then like, yeah, and then like Square Enix had like 6 games, and like Nintendo didn't have a bunch either. We haven't gotten to them yet, but you know, and then Xbox had like what, like they said like 50 something games.
Yeah, it was a lot of games.
Yeah.
I mean, not every one were quality, but yeah,
I
that's
mean, like,
kind
I
No.
can understand I can understand to an extent because these are just like small or like they're not small publishers, but they publish like a certain amount of games on Microsoft. Like fucking is like the
Yeah.
overseer, but then like
But I
Sony doesn't have an excuse.
I think that Microsoft has kind of the right approach about it of like
Yes.
show a shit ton of games because there's
few
gonna be
will
something
stick,
in
yeah.
there for everybody.
a few will stick with everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, Microsoft's conference this year was the first conference in a while that kind of felt like traditional E3,
Right.
where it was like the right amount of games,
Mm.
and the right amount of hits, right? Like Microsoft's conference was the first time I was like, wow, this feels like old-fashioned E3. I mean, aside from
Yeah.
like the cringe, there wasn't a lot of that, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But
no.
Can we just go back to E3 2013?
I'm thinking E3 2011 with fucking Mr. Caffeine.
Oh no, he's talking about the perfect year of E3, which is E3 2013. That was the
Like,
year of the
everything was
PS4.
exciting that year, even though there was like cringe all around. Like everything was just exciting to watch.
Yeah. I mean, it was even exciting to see Microsoft get their beat down on the Xbox One when it was still only online or whatever.
I mean, they still showed good games, but
Right.
no one wanted a fucking like. anything
Well,
like
no,
the
they
Xbox
didn't.
One.
That was the thing. They showed like a few good, like very few good games, and then they spent the rest of their conference talking about how it was an entertainment system, talking
Well,
about
that
TV.
was more the reveal. E3 they did actually show a bunch of games. Like that was like when we first saw Dead Rising 3. and
No, I promise
Sunset
you, they
Overdrive.
spent a significant time on entertainment shit too that year.
I'm sure they
They
did.
also-
Every conference did at that time. Like even Sony, they used to
Well,
show
for
like
a
a
little bit.
shit ton of stuff of like, oh, here on the PlayStation Store you can buy like Spider-Man 3. You
That
know, like
PlayStation
Sony.
View. That
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
program.
Spider-Man 3, the game.
Yeah, you can buy Spider-Man 3 the game.
But speaking of Sony, so Sony starts out really weird, like in like a church type setting where people are actually sitting at pews.
Right.
Fucking baptizing all these people.
Could you fucking imagine? That's what took so long. They had to baptize each individual fucking person.
They're like, you guys are now in Far Cry 5. Welcome.
So yeah, they start out in a church and they're showing off a trailer to The Last of Us 2. And
Right.
it takes place. It's revealed that it takes place in that church, and that was it. That was all the point. So like, and it's funny about that. Like after after the Sony press conference, they showed the making of it. So they like it took weeks to build this church set, just so
Yeah.
they could use it to show off The Last of Us 2. Just one fucking trailer.
I was listening to this discussion or whatever with like a bunch of like journalists and like games people, and one of them was talking about going to the Sony press conference, and they were like, we walked up these stairs into the thing, and when you sat there, like the floor did not feel very stable at all, and so when more and more people were coming in, it felt like that thing was at any point gonna collapse.
That's fucking funny. So
Yeah.
they shut off The Last of Us 2, which was like kind of interesting. Very, very cinematic game. I don't know. I really liked the first Last of Us
I
because
love
at
the
the
first
time
Last of
the
Us.
premise was perfect, right? You didn't
Yeah.
get it was at a time when like it was reaching like maybe the climax of like the kind of zombie era of video games where it was a good mix of that, and it was also like just at the like beginning of the kind of urban exploration era of the internet where people are interested in like kind of old broken down overgrown
Post-apocalyptic.
yeah, like post-apocalyptic, but like kind of in the style that Last of Us 2 did it. It was perfect and it looked great. And it was a really good looking game because what Naughty Dog always tends to do is they really push the hardware that they work on. And for PlayStation 3, that was a really good looking game.
Yeah.
And with this one, it's not really pushing anything. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a really good looking game. But it's almost no better than Uncharted 4's style of graphic.
Yeah, and not to say that like that's bad looking.
No,
Because
yeah,
Uncharted
no.
4 is like one of the most beautiful fucking games I've ever played in my life. But like it just kind of it just kind of looked like just sort of a little bit more of like a better looking version of that technology. But I thought the demo like looked like fine as a game. Like it just kind of looked like more Last of Us in a way.
I don't know. It looked very bullshotty. Like it was very cinematic. Like every single swing was like a cinematic swing. Like unique.
I
You're
mean,
saying scripted and like it didn't feel like it would be something you would actually
Yeah.
be as fluid in real time or something.
Yeah.
I mean, Naughty Dog always makes their combat look more cinematic, though. So I don't know if that's maybe what it is they always try to make their combat look as cinematic as possible.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely not a
I
good
mean,
thing.
if you think back at Uncharted 4 when they were like showing the fucking gameplay before they like get on the trucks and get drugged through the mud, like they made it very like cinematic and like choreographed it really well because they designed the game obviously and they fucking like made it play out.
Well, in their defense,
Right.
that part does play out that way.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is I think that The Last of Us 2 could also play out the way the demo showed.
That
and
didn't
they're
look
just-
fun though.
I mean, it looked like The Last of Us 1 did.
No, but The Last of Us 1 didn't have that like super like camera angle-y like swing to swing like every single like everything you did. I mean the gunplay looks the same, and that was good. But like when it started getting to the melee combat, that's where it started looking kind of bullshotty, or it was not really believable. Like
I get the feeling like it's maybe like they obviously know the route they're gonna take for it for the demo. So I get the feeling like maybe it's a little bit more scripted than it would be in regular combat, whereas like you could probably stealth around that whole situation in the regular game.
yeah, for sure. I just hope like the melee. I don't like that look of the melee combat. I personally don't like things being so cinematic. Uh,
Even Last of Us 1 though had that sort of cinematic look to it, like when you beat people with a pipe and shit, and it would kind of do that sort of like cinematic camera swing to as you're like hitting them, and like say they get down on the ground.
well,
And
that
then
was
it
like a
does this sort of-
finisher. That was like a finisher. Like you'd
right, no,
finish
but
them off.
even then, just like when you were regularly just hitting, it kind of had like a cinematic sort of quality to it, with, like it had some sort of camera shake to it. It looked a little bit more like someone was just filming over your shoulder.
Definitely not as much as this trailer did. It definitely felt more.
No.
It definitely felt more gamey in Last of Us 1.
Yeah,
And
So, what you think of that smooch?
it's fine. It's whatever. I don't really care. It
yeah,
doesn't bother me. Everybody's making a big fucking deal about it online from both angles, of like everyone's like, oh, it's just PC culture invading games, and then it's like other people were like, oh yay, this is a big win for inclusion, and I'm just like, her character's a lesbian, whatever.
the issue I mean I don't take any issue with the smooch itself. The issue I take is with fucking Neil Druckmann. That guy is such a cock.
Fucking like diversity makes your game better.
Yeah, that guy literally said diversity comes before gameplay or inclusion comes before gameplay. That is a legitimate interview he had. And he stands by those words. And every time someone calls him out on it, you know, he goes full fucking like defense mode. He's like, stupid Nazis. Like he goes off every single fucking time. And I fucking am so tired of developers doing that. I get it, just like you could have your personal politics, but why the fuck do you feel the need to put it in a video game of this caliber? Like,
And even if you're gonna do that though, because like I mean, everybody puts their own sort of personal politics into their art. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna do that, it's whatever. It's just don't fucking.
don't be
You
so
don't need to be-
blatant about it.
Exactly. Or you don't need to be out in interviews saying shit like diversity comes before gameplay. You can have your own personal thing, and you can put in your diversity that you want to put into the game. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. It's when you're like putting out your statement of like, this is all this game's about is diversity.
Well, like fucking Druckmann, he's like one of the worst in this too. Like it's not just this. Like during the development of Uncharted 4, when people called him out for like literally putting this shit above, like they said like, well, you literally just changed the story for inclusive purposes. That makes no fucking sense. Like they called him out on it, and they called him out for like gameplay things too, like where somehow fucking what's her name, Nadine or whatever, was able to hand both Nate and his brother at the same time, and they called it silly. And anyone who fucking, I swear to God on this, any person who called him out on it got fired from Naughty Dog. That's how fucking ridiculous Druckmann is.
Right.
So that's I mean that's at a point where it's ridiculous. It's fine. Once again, like you said, it's fine for people to have their personal politics, and it's fine to even throw some like tongue-in-cheek shit. But Druckmann is very serious about including his politics in his games, and
Yeah.
I don't see that as a medium for it. I don't see The Last of Us as a medium for a political game, or I mean, and don't. I'm not calling. Here's the thing. I'm not calling fucking a lesbian relationship political, right?
Right.
It's just the way he goes about.
It's
advertising.
the way that he shows it. Like yeah, that's his way of showing his inclusiveness, right? That is.
I mean, it's not so much the way the game presents it, but the way the creator presents it to his
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
I think it's
do you
also
like it
when
now,
outside the
bigots?
game.
How do you feel about that? Like, in your
Ex-
face, Nazis.
Exactly. It's the way that it's what Jake just said. Like it's the way he presents himself outside of the game that makes it just sort of like not a great situation. Whereas like if he didn't say any of the shit he does in interviews, and Ellie just happened to be a lesbian in the game, and it was like, okay, she kisses girls because she's a lesbian, whatever. You know? That's
Yeah,
part
it
of
doesn't
her
feel
character.
forced.
then,
It doesn't fucking
then
feel
when
forced
you-
and contrived because of him.
Right.
But then, like, when you hear like the motive behind the creator of it, it changes like your whole perspective on the
Exactly.
way it was actually made.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And
Like this is like I mean, I would have been fine otherwise, but now like hearing what Druckmann said, it's like an agenda.
Yeah, exactly.
no,
yeah.
100%. It's his own personal agenda. And that was actually the case. Sorry, really hungry. That was actually the case with the very first DLC for Last of Us 1. She was never actually supposed to have that, and they wrote it in, or Druckmann wrote it in.
Right.
Because because they wanted some sort of developmental story, and he felt that the ending wasn't good enough, so he's like, oh, what can I do to kind of get eyebrows raised, to get, like, a commotion going? Oh, Ellie's a lesbian. Whoa!
Right, and I don't think really anybody had the whoa thing to that. They were just like, oh, she's a lesbian. Whatever.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
So...
okay, that's part of her character. She's a lesbian. Cool.
So, yeah. And but yeah, it was Druckmann's intention. That was what he was trying to do.
Right.
So... I don't know. It's one of those things where you have to separate kind of the art from the artist and shit like that.
Yeah.
But
and the thing is like I'm excited about Last of Us because I really like the first one, and I don't think at this point Naughty Dog's made a bad game yet. So I have no reason to think that this is going to be the one where they fuck up.
No, you're right. There's no total reason. But yeah, I just have less trust in Druckmann because of the way that he fucking says. Well, yeah, I think one of the comments that someone made, they were like, they were asking why did he feel the need to push his personal politics, and like he was getting like fucking blasted on Twitter for it because he just kept doubling down on it, and he made this final statement, was like, all right, that's it, you fucking bigot trolls or whatever. I'm gonna go so far and put as much of my personal politics as possible in this game.
Right.
That's deterrent. That's deterrent for making people want to buy a game.
Right, yeah.
I think that's stupid. I hate this, like, contemptive fucking behavior from developers where it's like fuck with your fans. Like, these people obviously like your game, but they don't like having you put every single, like, fucking personal politic in it. Like, people don't like that. So, like, why do you come at them? Like, it's like, it's the same thing with fucking DICE and EA. Like, just kind of keep it as it is. Don't respond to these people. Don't be so fucking, like, don't be so snide. Don't be like a fucking, like, teenage girl. Just ignore it. What is it with them? They need these, like, points. They need these fucking, like, these PC points where it's like, oh yeah, I said this. I stood up to the Nazi trolls. Like, no, just don't say anything. Then you actually seem like you're fucking responsible adult. But the fact that you do just breeds more contempt. Like, people aren't gonna like that. Like, you're better off just not doing that. Who fucking cares at that point? But it just shows how fucking immature some of these developers are. Like these heads of the company. It just reminds me, like, when back in, like, what, 2010 or 11, like, I was talking shit about I think it was like Saints Row 4, and the developers were like coming at me about it, and they were like retweeting my bad comments about it. Like, I'm not even joking about that. It's like, who puts you fucking immature people in such a high place of power where you can do shit like this?
Right.
It's irresponsible. Where's the professionalism? It's like the same thing. I was saying this about Pete Hines, where it's like, I've never seen someone treat their fans so badly and yet still have, like, an okay standing in business, right? Do that in any other thing. Imagine McDonald's did that. Imagine if, like, any fucking company, any restaurant, like Coke, anything, did that to their fans. They said, you don't like the taste of Coke? Fuck off. Like...
Did you say, or EA would skate, Jake? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Well, just, like, imagine if, like, Coke said, fuck, you don't like the taste of new Coke? Go fuck yourself.
Right.
You fucking, like, like, that wouldn't work. That doesn't work. You can't do that. But for some reason, we've bred this fucking thing in games and game development where it's okay to fucking do this. I don't know. I think it's ridiculous. That's my rant on that.
Right.
So, I kind of wish we'd have a more professional approach to dealing with criticism in video games. Where you see these egos. Because, like, we used to make fun of shit like this. Remember how fucking people dealt with Phil Fish and his fucking criticisms? Like, everyone fucking made fun of him. We ran him out of the fucking stage.
Phil Fish was a fucking psycho.
Well, we ran him off the stage. He was a retard. Like, he was so annoying. Like, everything he did, it was just like, he was whining like a baby. He was coming out always like, don't criticize me.
I mean, you remember that fucking documentary they did, Indie Game the movie? Yeah, and he has that interview where he's like, If I don't put this game out, I'm gonna fucking kill myself or whatever." And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man! Like you're clearly not meant to be in this business.
Yeah, but we didn't know that at first. We were just getting at him because of the way he was treating people who were criticizing his game, right? So
Right.
at that point, we ran him off the stage. People didn't want that kind of behavior. But now we've created this fucking environment where it's okay to be like Phil Fish and be sassy and snide and reply and like tell people your consumers to fuck off. That's so ridiculous.
The thing is, Phil Fish isn't big of a head.
I know, right? And he's a fucking indie dev.
Right.
It's that thing they were talking about earlier where it's like they're taking the fucking hill dog approach where it's like I'm too big to fall, so fuck you. That is such a bad approach.
Paradox.
What?
It's kind of like the Kojima paradox with MGS5 in a way.
Yeah, in a way, I suppose. It's just like I hate it. It's like I'm too powerful. Nothing you bigots could say would ever make me change my mind or something like that because it's not even so much as bigots. It's just like can you just keep it based like we used to do? Like people are holding The Last of Us and like Uncharted to a standard of where the games used to be. I don't remember Uncharted 1, 2, or 3 having any political or any type of inclusion, whatever, blah blah blah.
No,
But
they were just like pulp action things.
yeah, they were just that, But now we have to do that, and people are like, they don't want it. They're like, there's no need for this. You don't
Right.
like that's the one criticism people have, and they come at it. They don't call it criticism. They call it racism. They call it this. They call it that. Any way that they can silence these people, they fucking do. And I think that's ridiculous. I think that like it's okay to criticize these people now. They're not that fucking powerful. But it seems that once again we've come to a point where the whole vote with your wallets thing, it just doesn't work.
Right.
Because video games isn't the more niche thing that it was, say, like 15 years ago, right? It's grown so big that no matter what you do, no matter what internet faction you hold part of, outside of that is just tons of people who have no idea what's going on, who don't know anything, who are just kind of buying it. Just I don't want to call them the sheep, but just the general crowd, right? They just
the random dude who plays like say like 4 video games a year and he played the first Last of Us and he's like I like the Last of Us but he doesn't pay attention to any of this sort of stuff.
No.
Like
yeah, so voting with your wallet's become this kind of idea that just doesn't work anymore. So it's just one of those things they'll just continue to sell. I don't know. There's like no way to punish this kind of fucking behavior. I wish that we could treat it like a Phil Fish situation, but you're right. These people are too big to fall. You can't take down Pete Hines,
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's, I guess, the end of my rant. I just think it's a little bit ridiculous. So,
Yeah, welcome to Sony.
yeah.
This is just like the entire Sony press conference. It just starts off like this. Welcome to Sony.
Welcome to Sony. So then you have Ghost of Japan. I forget.
Sushi.
Yeah.
Sushi
That game
Ma.
looks really good.
Yeah.
Ghost of Hiroshima.
Oh my god. Jake, too far.
I mean, I don't know what they were thinking with that title.
Yeah, no, this does look really good. I think it's like I don't know how it's going to be in the game, but I feel like it's some of the most realistic sword fighting I've seen in a game just for the fact of like one sword swipe seems to kill people in this.
I mean, I get like in terms of damage, but I mean like actual combat, it seems a little bit too fast.
No, yeah, no, definitely like it's obviously like fast because that's how video games work most of the time. But like I'm saying just in the sense of damage, where it's like how you play games most of the time, and it's like a sword swipe it takes like 5 or whatever to kill somebody, and this one it seems like it's just like one sword slash, dude's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Which I like that. I think the environments look really beautiful in it.
Oh my god, yeah. I was kind of skeptical going. I was thinking like this would be the weakest of the big 4 they were advertising, but honestly, it was probably the best one to me.
Weirdly enough, I think the weakest of the big 4 was Death Stranding, but we'll get to that eventually. But yeah, no, this looks really good. I think it's cool to see Naughty Dog branching out, or not Naughty Dog, sorry, Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch.
branching out and doing something different than Infamous, because I mean they've been doing Infamous for
And
years
not
now.
making such a big fucking deal about it being different, like it's some
Right.
sort of agenda.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's just like they were like, we want to make a cool samurai game, and they seem to be doing that.
Yeah. I mean, from what we
I
saw,
don't
the
know.
graphics look beautiful. The way that our environment interacts.
I don't really know how to feel about making the voice actors speak in English either. It's so
Well,
awkward.
there's the option. I guess like there's gonna be an option for Japanese if you want to do that.
I don't
So
know, it just seemed very out of place.
yeah, I think it's the kind of thing of they're trying to mass appeal, and obviously if a game's in English, it's gonna appeal to the masses more um, than doing it in Japanese. And you know, like I could see totally like that game coming out being Japanese, and if they show the demo like that, a bunch of people being like, "Oh, it's not in English. That's fucking weird. I don't want to play that." You know.
Gotcha. But yeah, if they have a Japanese option, I'm definitely sticking with that.
Yeah, it would feel more right than that.
Definitely.
Getting that bullshit.
Exactly.
Hopefully, they can make a more compelling, or more compelling characters than what we saw in fucking Last Light. Not Last
S-
Light.
Second Son.
Second Son.
Yeah,
I was thinking
definitely.
of First Light.
Yeah, I never played that.
It was
I don't
good.
know how.
It was actually pretty good. It was very short.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of expected that because it's a downloadable thing. It's kind of like that vampire one they did for 2,
Hmm.
where it was like its own little downloadable thing, but it was shorter.
Yeah, I definitely want to see more of that.
Yeah, definitely.
So then they showed off Control, which is basically Quantum Break for girls.
Yeah, it's Remedy's new game. They did Quantum Break, and they did the first 2 Max Payne games, and they did Alan Wake. It looks fine. It just looks like another Quantum Break, though.
Yeah, I mean, it literally just looks like another Quantum Break.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think this one will have the TV stuff in it, though. So
Yeah, I don't know. There wasn't a lot. I mean, maybe for me, I just didn't see a lot shown for that. So, I don't really have a lot to go off of.
yeah, it's just that one trailer that they put out.
The most I could really say is it looks a lot like Quantum Break. So,
Right.
But she can fly.
Can she? I don't remember that
She
in
was
the
like
trailer.
floating. She was like floating towards the abyss at the end of the trailer.
Yeah. I mean, it has the capacity to be good. You know, I mean that studio does mostly good stuff. So
It just didn't really stand out because I mean,
right.
it literally. I think they're using the same engine as Quantum Break. It looks
Probably.
exactly the same almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even have been surprised if they would have said this is like a Quantum Break DLC, like a side story of another person who has different powers or something. That's literally what it's like.
Right, or even just like if it had come up and was titled like Quantum Break 2, like it would not have been
Yeah,
surprising.
yeah. It's just like a fucking anthology of people with different powers. It's
Right.
good.
Moving on to probably Jake, is this your most anticipated game out of E3?
Yes.
Well, then you take the lead
Motherfucker.
on
it's
this
definitely
one.
one of mine too.
Oh my god. Okay, so I wasn't even expected to be as excited about this as I was, but fucking, it was just the way they went about revealing it. Like, I had my suspicions it was going to be what it was, but just the way they went about revealing it. Fucking Resident Evil 2.
Right.
Like, I believe it was very clever the way they played it off. Like, they had subtle hints, like the fucking rat climbing up the shelf, and then it showed like a little PlayStation 1 system with the controller and all that. But you still were kind of like unsure because like what was happening around. It was like a fucking cop beating up some guy. You didn't know he was like turning or whatever. It felt like a situation where he was just beating up this fucking guy. You weren't really sure if it was Resident Evil or not.
The whole
But then
I was gonna say the whole time it was the rat part. I thought it was an Ant-Man game.
Yeah,
With
dude, what the fuck? It was so confusing.
Yeah, we didn't know what it was. We kept going like, is this Ant-Man? I was that Square Enix is doing.
it was just really clever because I think they were trying to like play off the way they advertised Resident Evil 7. Like people were probably gonna fucking think like it was gonna be first person, but I'm not sure if that was supposed to be like a fucking toss up the way they did it. Like the first half of the trailer was first person from a fucking rat's perspective, then the whole rest of the trailer was third person or like from the shoulder or not from like an inner perspective.
Right.
But oh my fucking god, this game looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Looks
And
like
it looks really scary too.
I was expecting them to just do what they did with the first one, where when they remade Resident Evil 1, just kind of gave it prettier textures and backgrounds and stuff like that.
That would be a really stupid thing to do, considering the game is 20 years old and trying to polish a PS1 game.
Yeah, well, they didn't just polish with the remake. That was completely redone.
They've literally redone the whole environments, like the way they play out. Like there's fucking areas where it's completely dark and shit, and you have to fucking like fix the power and all that.
I really like. I love how the new one looks, and I'm not totally against all the gameplay changes. But it would have been interesting to see kind of like a true to form remake where it is like old Resident Evil gameplay, but people just don't like that. So I mean, this is probably an attempt to get people back on Resident Evil.
It definitely makes me more excited to try it because I really don't fucking like the way old Resident Evil games play.
Oh, we're gonna casual in the house.
No, it's not that. It's just we've moved on from that, and games control
He doesn't
better
like
now.
tank controls.
No, because they play like shit. So now that they're making an actual
Don't
video
play
game,
like shit. It's just a style of gameplay.
right? But we've moved on past that. Is my point. So now
I mean, I don't
that
really
they're making it
think
like
that'd be a problem, because I mean, the way the old one was made, it was designed around tank controls, but this one's more so designed around modern controls because the way the whole fucking layout of the game is made.
exactly, and
I mean, it's designed the same as the old game, but like they've made concessions and changes around the fucking whole design of the map and all that to kind of complement the new style of gameplay.
yeah. And just that, I'm just saying though that new style of gameplay is more interesting to me, and it looks more fun to me than the
Yes.
tank controls.
I mean, whether you like it or not, I mean, I think this game looks fucking great.
Yeah,
Mm.
for
I
sure.
don't know whether I'm ready to pay $60 for it, but
I'm paying day one for this shit.
Well, yeah, I'll definitely get it day one. It's also done in what? It's done in the Resident Evil engine.
the new RE engine they did for 7.
I will say some of the character models look really off, especially fucking Claire's character model. I mean, I don't know what they did to her. I mean,
Leon
I
looks
know
like a
they're
little boy.
supposed to make him look. I mean, they're supposed to like Leon's supposed to be like in his early 20s. Fucking Claire's like a teenager, but their faces do not look right.
Right.
They look more westernized.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know if it's just me or not, but in a way, some parts of the game look worse than Resident Evil 7 graphics wise.
It could also be, just sort of. I mean, it comes out in January, but that could be stuff that they just fix up and polish.
And I also noticed they reused some of the assets, like a lot of the models they put in Resident Evil 7, like a fucking fuse box and shit. And then they also put in like the inventory system from 7.
That might be.
Right.
That might be. It's like early in development though, so they might actually.
No, this is like late on development, like they have fucking full-on gameplay of this shit.
This is out on January 25th. So.
Wait,
Like this is
July
this is
25th?
January
fucking
25th.
June,
Oh.
January. Yeah, this is like fucking home stretch right
Yeah,
now.
this is like polish time right now.
Damn.
Which I mean, like stuff like that though, like I mean, like they can cut corners in some ways, by just using fuse boxes and the same inventory system. Like, that's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean?
I suppose, but I really hope they don't cut from the extra content, like with the campaigns, where you play this as this soldier called Hunger, where you basically just try to escape the fucking meth within like a certain time, and then you can play as a fucking tofu version of the
Right.
character. Fucking hop around.
Tofu?
Yeah, tofu. Some
Tofurkey?
fucking block of tofu jumping around Raccoon City.
Are you fucking serious? Is that real?
That is real.
Amazing.
I actually don't believe this.
It's real.
Japanese video games, man, they surely are something.
What fucking video game is this?
Resident Evil 2.
No.
Hold on, look it up. Resident Evil Tofu.
Resident Evil Tofu Evil. Do either of you have anything else to say about Resident Evil 2, or are we waiting for the tofu confirmation?
Here's the tofu confirmation. Resident Evil 2.
Son of a bitch, that surely is a block of tofu.
I'll be fucking damned.
Look at that.
I knew a PS1 was capable of such a fidelity of tofu.
Of rendering such realistic tofu.
So then they showed off
They
Death
put the
Strand.
Wait, before you do that, you know they fucking put the tofu in that Dead Rising 3 Ultra DLC, right?
Oh, the Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Turbo or whatever?
Yes, they put the fucking block of tofu in that.
Oh.
Why?
That's like a little Capcom Easter egg.
Uh,
And it's like how they had didn't they have like fucking Ryu in that or whatever?
I just find it really strange how in that they had the voice actor for Frank and like at least close to Frank's old appearance. And then they fucking completely changed that for Dead Rising 4, which is like a year later. I just think that's really strange. It's like you had the model from Dead Rising 3. Just make
they're
it
just
something
idiots.
similar to that, yeah.
No,
Bunch of fucking
the
incompetent
model for Resident
retards.
Evil looked even further off, in my opinion.
I don't think so. Post it. I don't think it's that far off.
It looked awful. It looked like he got plastic surgery.
Compared to what? Fucking literal young man Frank?
I would say fucking Dead Rising 4 Frank looks better than Dead Rising. I mean, Dead Rising 4 looks better than Dead Rising 3 Frank.
I never
It
played
was-
that DLC, so I don't
It
know.
was awful looking.
Marvel vs. Capcom Frank looks better than both.
No.
Yes, it looks more like actual Frank.
No, Marvel vs. Capcom. Sorry, it just totally feeling like a retard there. Marvel vs. Capcom, yes. Tatsunoko, whatever the fuck it's called.
Mm.
No, this looks like Frank.
Oh
No,
God,
it
no!
doesn't.
That does
is
not look like Frank.
Come on.
That
not.
that is not.
He's
Frank.
maybe the forehead's a little too big.
Jake's right.
No.
Dead Rising 4 Frank looks more like Frank than this.
No.
Yes.
No, it just
Yes.
looks no. I totally disagree.
He looks like he got fucking punched in the face and he got in a fucking car wreck and they couldn't fix him up right.
Mm.
Maybe that is the case.
I didn't know this is an integral part of the Frank West lore.
He came out of fucking Dead Rising on his hands and fucking knees. You'd think he got punched by a zombie once or twice. He got gun butted to the face.
It just doesn't make sense considering what he looked like in Dead Rising 2, Case West. The fucking transition doesn't look right.
No, or what he looked like in Off the Record, where he got all fat and looked like Dan Aykroyd.
I mean, it was the same character model, but I'm just saying, going from 2, he was looking really old and fat, and then going to 3, where he looks fucking...
Well, this was a callback to Dead Rising 1, Frank. This wasn't supposed to be after the case.
He doesn't
But
even
then you're
really look
saying,
like
like,
Dead
use
Rising
this
1
for Dead Rising
Frank.
4. You're saying, like, use this fucking model for Dead Rising 4, because you have
Well,
this.
I'm saying, like, go off of this.
Don't.
Like, if they
Don't.
wanted to have a younger looking... Okay, what the fuck ever. So they shut off Death Stranding. And... Well, I don't know. That's generally...
What is this game?
That's generally the case with Death Stranding, isn't it? I don't fucking know what this game is.
I'm getting real sick of Kojima's shit at this point. I stop showing me this game if you don't have anything to actually show me.
Something tells me that Kojima is a really, really big fan of the movie Castaway and how Tom Hanks played a delivery man. So he's like, I'm just gonna make Norman Reedus a delivery man.
And
Why
he's
would you
isolated.
choose Castaway?
Because he's an isolated delivery man.
Oh.
Because like he spends like the first 30 minutes of the movie delivering FedEx.
Yep, thanks for that. So,
And remember in Castaway when Tom Hanks fought those invisible hand monsters?
right, yeah. And that the hand is what created Pedro, the volleyball.
I
The volleyball.
mean
Yeah.
Wilson.
Yeah, my friend Pedro, the volleyball.
What was I gonna say about Death Stranding? I bet the baby is a clone of Norman Reedus.
I don't bet anything. I can't make any fucking. I've said this before. As someone who has played Metal Gear Solid, literally growing up, like when I was very little, um, all the way up to the end, I love Kojima, but I can accept that Kojima's a fucking hack. Like he really is such a hack. He has a love for movies and film and stuff like that. But when you try to understand his weird autism of a storytelling like thing, a lot of it really doesn't make any sense. Like people try to make such a profoundness out of what Kojima writes, and I just think it's just him being weird.
I feel like Kojima wants to make a movie.
Oh
But
yeah, he does. Of course he does.
but like he just like I don't know if he just doesn't think he could get funding for it or what. But like he doesn't seem like he wants to make fucking video games.
No.
Like there's nothing about this that really screamed like, oh yes, this is how this game will play. You know, other than just seeing like the Norman Reedus walking around shit, and I'm like, I don't think this whole game's just gonna be walking around. But like, what the fuck is
literally
this?
the only mechanic that we've seen in that trailer? I might be wrong, but it seemed like literally the only mechanic we've seen was when he used this weird fucking baby thing to detect those weird walking men.
Yeah. And other than that, it was just him walking around the world.
That was it, and it was delivering a fucking body. That was the most we've seen, and we saw his girlfriend, and then she ate a fucking slug.
Right, and it's the girl from Blue is the Warmest Color.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like a French lesbian movie.
Oh.
It's a beautiful love story. But the actress that's in this is also in that movie.
No, was this one of those special movies, Jay?
No, it's not one of those special. I mean, it has some of those special scenes, but it's an actual movie. It's not like a porno.
Well, they showed a baby's ass.
Right, yeah, so this is a porno then.
Yeah. Pretty much a porno at this point. Is Kojima a pedophile? How did Kojima get away with it?
I think babies' asses are kind of like they're not seen as like a sexual thing.
They're not real.
They're not real.
Babies' asses aren't real. So yeah, not.
What if Kojima made a video game version of a Serbian film? That's the question we should really be asking.
Like they basically made a Serbian film.
No, they didn't. It's not the same thing at all, Jake.
So Kojima basically made the Serbian film the video game,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing.
Do you think like, people would fucking praise him for that just because he's?
Yes, they'll suck his dick no matter what he does. He
scene
could
where Norman
literally
Reedus fucks a
murder.
baby.
He could literally murder Stephanie Justin on stage, and they would give him a round of fucking applause.
Some goes like shit. Yeah, she had small tits anyways.
Jeff Keighley would be like, "This is what Konami wouldn't let him do."
Like he fucking murdered this innocent woman.
And he's like, "Come on, everyone, stand! I want everyone to stand. Say Kojima as he's killing her."
They talk about him like he's like he finally escaped from a POW camp that one year at the Game Awards.
Oh my god, yeah, he's like a deity to them. It's like fucking really weird. Deity. Sorry.
He's dating them.
He's dating Jeff Keighley.
He's dating the Game Award.
Jeff Keighley fucking wishes.
God. Like the joke I made to you, he definitely, after the Sony press conference, texted Kojima, "You up?"
At like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's about it for Death Stranding. Really, there really isn't a whole lot to say about it. It's still confusing. The game looks great. Obviously, they used the scan-in models from Metal Gear Solid 5. But there's
it's running on the same engine as Horizon, too.
Interesting. Well, it definitely shows. It's a very pretty game at the very least. So, everyone just wants to know more about it. This baiting is kind of ridiculous. I really just wish we got more to know.
It's the kind of thing of like I'm willing to see whatever the fuck Kojima's gonna do. Like I'm curious what the fuck this is gonna end up being, but I'm sick of these fucking trailers that are just like, oh look at all this weird shit happening. Oh look at Norman Reedus and his fucking baby, and oh he's naked. Like Like I'm sick of that. Like stop showing me
Look at
shit
this
unless
one, I'm eating this bug. Really
stop
cool.
showing me shit unless you have like something substantial to fucking show me.
It's really just another one of Kojima's wild rides, and that's why I'm kind of losing faith in this, because it's like that was one of the biggest issues of Metal Gear Solid 5 is we were put on a huge wild ride with what the fuck the story was going to be in Metal Gear Solid 5, and we got this whole like idea of like, oh, Snake is going to become a demon. He's going to become like he's going to be killing a bunch of people. We're going to see the real morality, what made Big Boss the evil villain that he was in Metal Gear. And what what Metal Gear he developed and what happened with Liquid Snake. And then it turned out to be none of that.
Right.
So like, I feel like it's another one of those things. That's why I really really reserve any hype that I have for this game. Do I find it interesting? Yes, at the very least. Am I hyped for anything that is Death Stranding? No.
Kojima's like, you thought that woman eating that bug was crazy. Just tune in next year when
Yeah.
Reeves drinks this bottle of 7-Up.
Drinks all. It's like
Because nobody would choose to drink 7-Up. That's what's crazy about it.
I was thinking more. Never mind.
Were you gonna say he was gonna drink a bottle of semen? Is that
Yes.
what you were gonna say?
but horse semen, like from the fucking Fear Factor thing.
From Jackass #2,
Oh, that too.
Chris Pontius, star of
No,
Death
imagine,
Stranding.
fucking Chris Pontius and Wee Man are part of the casting. Fucking mocap.
Incredible.
That would be fucking great.
You know, I found out it's something funny talking about Jackass and video games. I found out
Kojima Productions Jackass.
Death Stranding
Hi.
has just been a bunch of nonsense. He's just been making a Jackass game.
Hello, I'm Hideo Kojima, and this is Jackass.
Anyway,
Welcome to Jackass.
did you know that the Jackass game on PlayStation 2 is one of like 4 games that can output into 1080i from the PlayStation 2?
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Thanks
I just
for
think
that
that
fun fact.
I think that's interesting that it's just like of the 4 games, it's like Gran Turismo, some Japanese RPG, some bike racing game, and then Jackass.
Great. So yeah, they had Neo 2. Which is cool. Neo 2 is another Japanese Dark Soul.
It feels a little soon after Neo 1.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. But like once again, it's another like type of series that I really don't have interest in. Do I find the story and like Japanese folklore interesting? Yes. But
Yes.
the gameplay is it's deterring me. I don't like Dark Souls type gameplay.
Did they fucking bring back Geralt from Witcher?
What,
in this
Japanese Geralt? Yeah, he'll be
game?
back.
Shit.
Damn, you're ugly. I mean, damn her, you're ugly.
Ooh, that was a little racist.
Ugu. But yeah.
Rockabandu for
Now let's talk about the best game Sony showed.
Yeah, Spider-Man: The Hateful Eight.
Spider-Man and the Hateful Eight. He's fighting them all. Kurt Russell, the Shocker, Vulture,
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yep. All the great villains.
Recently,
All of the Grateful Eight are here.
Chris Pratt from Magnificent Seven.
Adam Sandler from Ridiculous Six. It looks really good.
Yeah.
I like
fucking
that.
Jurassic 5 are there too.
The Jurassic 5. That's a
Yeah.
one I've never heard of.
I was kind of on
It's
the.
a band.
I was kind of like a little wary, like when they first showed off this game, because it looked like a lot of quick time events, which I wasn't so keen on. But when they showed the gameplay shit from a couple months ago, that really kind of brought me back in, because I got really excited again. And seeing this stuff at the prison, like along with the story, like I was with Jay. He was saying like, he was hoping it was just one fucking villain. That would have been boring. Now you have the whole fucking Sinister Six
yeah.
coming after him, which is like crazy. And like one more, like there was a reveal at the end. We don't know if that was a hero, if it was a villain.
Right.
People are speculating a little bit of both, but either
Yeah.
way, it's definitely got me intrigued. When's that coming out? September?
September 7th, I want to say. But yeah, I remember everyone was kind of down on it from that first showing of like, oh, it's QTE heavy, and like my whole thing with it has always been like, you got to kind of do QTEs and something like that because like you want to see him to do the cool Spider-Man shit. And so like
Mm-hmm.
obviously some of that stuff like has to be QTE, like him webbing that crane to a building. Like you can't really do that through gameplay. You know what I mean? Or it'd be like super guided gameplay anyway, which would basically just be a QTE, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So I was never really down on that fact, but definitely what they've shown more and more has definitely got me way more excited about this. It looks like basically a way better version of Spider-Man 2 from the PS2. There's an open world with random crimes in it. Sign me the fuck up. I'm so ready for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely excited about that.
Jake,
Yeah.
you excited for Spider-Man?
Um, I mean, I'm kind of been more swayed towards Resident Evil 2, but I mean, Spider-Man looks like it'll be good. I just never haven't really had that Spider-Man itch.
Right. I respect that.
I mean,
Nintendo. Oh, sorry.
Spider-Man 2 kind of did it for me, and that was all I really needed.
Yeah, but when you want a better version of that, Jake?
I never really had the craze for it.
All right. Well, whatever. I respect your opinion on that. I mean, if you're not a big superhero guy, it's whatever.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not a big superhero guy. I just never had a craze for the games.
All right.
I mean, I would be more than glad to have my expectations turned around.
Okay. I'm glad that we're all in agreement that it looks good. Nintendo.
Dude, where the fuck was No More Heroes?
Yeah, that wasn't there. Neither was Metroid. Neither was that Star Fox game that's been rumored for a couple months now.
Barely anything, but I mean, I was really happy. I don't care what you fucking say. We got another motherfucking Mario Party, and it's going back to the old ones, the way it plays, not some stupid fucking cart bullshit.
Throw it in the fucking trash. That's all I have to say about it.
Okay. That's enough out of you. So, Nintendo really had almost no fucking games this E3. It was very, very barren, and it really showed when they got to the treehouse. But yeah, the first thing they showed was Super Mario Party, which, or maybe not the first thing, but we're talking about the big things here. And it's sad to say that Fortnite is one of the big things,
Why is that
but
sad?
because it's a free to fucking play game that's a battle royale game.
Yeah, but it's
It's a
on
fun
handheld.
game.
Okay. Anyway, it's sad to say that that's one of the big announcements,
I
considering
will
it's
say, yeah,
been out.
yeah, exactly. That's the only thing I would say that makes it a sad that it's one of the bigger announcements. But I think that it's fucking cool that Fortnite's on Switch now.
Yes,
And there's also another thing that makes it like a big deal. It's also the first game to have native voice chat, aside from using a stupid fucking phone app.
Yeah.
so yeah, they showed Super Mario Party, which kind of goes back to the traditional Mario Party gameplay, which is very exciting. Of course, there's a lot to be desired. I don't know. It seems like there could be a lot more board spaces. I know Jay's not gonna want to fucking talk about this, but at least Jake is with me
No,
on
no,
this.
you guys can talk. I've talked a lot during this, so you guys can talk about all your fucking Mario bullshit party, goddamn garbage.
Right. So this game looks really fucking good. I love every Mario Party to death. No, so all the this looks like it's going back to the GameCube era of Mario Party, where you had the actual boards and stuff like that, and the mini games that seem genuinely fun. Are there going to be gimmicks? Of course, we kind of got a glimpse at that during the tree houses. But the fact that it's not the fucking all together gameplay again, it brings back the stars, brings back the coin system of old, brings back the way that mini games and battles worked. So that's really exciting. I really hope they're going to keep developing that, and hopefully, I know this is a real shot in the dark for Nintendo, and just expecting maybe a little too much of them, but maybe they'll listen to fans a little bit more than just, very basic shit like we don't want fucking cars in Mario Party. But yeah, hopefully we'll see something more akin to what we had back on the GameCube. Um, so then they showed off Fortnite. It's Really.
Wait. There's one important thing you're forgetting. They also announced there's going to be online play for Mario Party, but
Right, it's
it's
only
only
gonna be
going to
mini
be for
games
mini
only.
games.
Just mini games only. I
And
think
also,
that's
I
so
think,
fucking stupid.
well, regardless of that, I think the gimmicks they showed are kind of cool. The way they kind of manipulated the way the map works in the tank minigame. I mean, I don't know how.
I don't
I
care
don't think
about
it's
that.
possible to do that if you're fucking playing in TV mode, but I just think it's a cool little feature
Well,
to have.
that's
Just
because
change it.
it's only portable mode, and you need more than one Switch to do it.
I do understand what Jake's saying though. That is a little bit of like a cool gimmick to do with what the Switch is.
It is, just good luck finding that friend with the Switch in Mario Party.
Right. Yeah. Exactly, because all my friends with Switches don't buy garbage. So
Right. So yeah, there's some interesting stuff in there. I wish they would have had actual. I think I get the idea that like okay, you don't want to go online because games are generally too long for randos to fucking stick around and be with you, especially if they're not doing good. But like, say it's a friend game, why can't you have like friend matches? Like do that. Have like a friend board match that's like 25 turns long. Then you don't, if someone leaves, then whatever, that's your friend. You counted on. You chose those people to play with, right? But I don't know. I think it's once again maybe one step forward. That's about it. Like good for them.
Nintendo's never gonna learn the internet. I feel at this point.
No, and we've been saying this since fucking the Wii.
Yeah.
So whatever. So then they showed off Fortnite, which I mean, there's no explanation for this. It's kind of good they finally got on there. It doesn't work with any PlayStation account, which is fucking doo doo.
Well, yeah, you should have picked a better platform to play on before you moved
Okay.
to Switch.
Listen to this fucking guy.
I'm just saying that's totally a Sony problem. Like that's not an Epic problem.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not
a
Sony.
Nintendo problem. I'm just saying Sony is the cause of all this grief for you and you having to make a new Epic account.
I'm not defending Sony.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying if you had played on PC or something like that, you could have brought your shit over to Switch.
I don't have the foresight to know that this is going to happen.
I mean, you know how they are with crossplay.
I wouldn't. But I thought Epic would have fucking stepped in on that and said no.
I mean, Epic can't really do anything to the people that have the consoles that their games are on. You know, they can't like strong arm Sony into it.
I thought
They can kind of get everyone to bully Sony now that it's happened, and maybe who knows, maybe Sony will eventually allow it. But
Not like it matters now. So maybe people have
Right,
already
yeah.
created new fucking shit. But
exactly,
It's okay. You suffered for the expense of others' benefits.
exactly. If anything, you guys have made the future better. Now you Sony, you Sony beta testers. Yeah, you guys will be remembered.
Not
You'll
for
go
you.
down in the history books.
It'll get bright one day, just not for us,
Yeah,
but for the
Us.
future,
people that played on other platforms for
for the
Fortnite.
future generation of gamers.
yeah. So yeah, Fortnite, cool, good. It actually plays like surprisingly well of all
Yeah,
things, but it's not really an intensive game, to say the least.
Well, they definitely made some concessions to the visuals on it, but it
A
looks better
few.
than the phone version.
Yeah.
Obviously not as good as the PC or Xbox or PS4 versions, but still.
I mean, you can only make cartoony graphics look, so good.
Yeah, it looks so. Even then, you can only make them look so bad. Even you know what I mean?
Right.
It was never gonna look awful.
So the big announcement, and probably one of the biggest of E3, is Smash Ultimate.
45 minutes of this direct. Actually, I don't know how long it actually was. It was like what 30 minutes or something like that.
Yeah,
of the
it
direct?
was a little over 30 minutes of the direct. So I mean, they only showed 4 games, and this was the finale. So Smash Ultimate is every single Smash character, item, stage, all coming back into one Smash game, which kind of leads me to believe that this might be the last one, because Sakurai fucking hates making these games. It is
Or it might be
so
the kind of
obvious.
thing-
What?
I was just gonna say it might be the kind of thing that they use this as the platform for Smash, so they'll just keep adding new characters and shit like that to it over the years.
Maybe, hopefully that's the case.
And then it will probably get like ported or something like that to whatever the next Nintendo console is, and maybe you'll be able to carry over your DLC and shit like that, and then they'll keep making characters for it.
That's definitely the best case scenario, but the way and hopefully they'll kick fucking Sakurai off the team because I'm tired of his cult of personality that's been created because of, oh my god, this poor man makes this game all by himself.
He's making it all by hand by himself, Andrew. Give him some respect.
Yeah. Like as if he does all the work for this game. I get it that it's his baby, but it's the same deal with fucking like Kojima, right? Like you can't give Kojima the entire credits to fucking Metal Gear Solid 3. You know, it's more than sure give him credits for the story, but what is
and everything else you can give it to him.
well, I like 4. Anyway,
What I'm saying is like you can't just give credit to Kojima just for 3 specifically. I'm like saying, oh, the others, yeah, you can keep all that anyways.
Oh,
1, 2, 4, the old games on.
well, I mean,
NES
like,
as
because
well.
look at 3 has a bunch.
him.
I'm saying that because 3 has like a shit ton of mechanics and gameplay stuff that you would never seen before. It's this like surprisingly big game. Like Kojima didn't do all of that. Was there conceptualization? Sure. Was he overseeing a lot of it? Sure. Was he developing it himself? No. It's a big team, big group of people that are coming up with this.
I mean, yeah, I think that's the kind of thing with a lot of game directors. Like, you know, I mean, think about even like with Fallout, people blame everything on Todd Howard, where it's like there's a team of people behind that. You know, it's not just Todd Howard for everything.
Well, Todd is infamous, right? Todd's infamous for what he does for the most part, whereas like Kojima and Sakurai are famous for what they do. Like he's famously the creator of Smash Brothers, and like he's seen as this untouchable person. Like, my God, no one takes criticism worse than Sakurai does. Holy shit! I remember he went off. There was like interviews with him in the development of Smash 4, and like he was basically he literally almost outright said that like anyone who criticizes him are just fucking idiots. So, it's another one of those cases where it's like you can't like idolize these fucking people. It gives them a big head. Because eventually Sakurai's not going to be the producer of Smash, and you're going to see, or the creator and everything of Smash, and you're going to see just how like unchanged it will be when Sakurai leaves.
Yeah, I think even if Sakurai leaves, and even if like this one is pitched as like here's the ultimate Smash Brothers, you'll never need another Smash Brothers. There's no way Nintendo will stop making Smash.
We'll see. I mean, it's hard. I can't even think about what the future is for Nintendo. But I do hope the case is that they're going to just keep adding on to this one. It really is cool seeing that all it's coming back because it's kind of what everyone's been asking for. You got Ridley and shit too.
God. Thank God they're bringing back New Pork City, everybody's favorite motherfucking map.
That huge fucking map that everyone would pick online. So fucking annoying to play. It would constantly disconnect because it was so big. Yeah, it's cool seeing everything back. I'm really excited because a lot of my what?
Big fucking. It's good seeing everything back.
Well, no, I get what he's getting at, where it's like that map's annoying or whatever, but it's still nice that it's there. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's nice
yeah,
that
I like
everything
to
that's
have
other
all
than
this
Smash is there.
shit. Like even if
Yeah.
there's maps that I hate, it's like I've had fun on every single one of them. Right? Like
Right.
maybe not the case for Smash 4. There's one stage in particular, it's that fucking Kirby stage that he thought was a good
Mega Man
idea.
stage.
No, the Mega Man stage was okay because it's very simple.
Mega Man stage
The-
is cool.
The
Stop.
Kirby stage, on the other hand, is so fucking bad. It's like the Great Cave Offensive. It's literally just a bunch of fucking corridors. Who fucking thought that was a good idea? It's so bad. So there's some stages like that aren't so great, but the option's there, right? That's good.
Right.
And it also creates just another nice background for an Omega stage. So it's really cool to see all this stuff here. And I was looking at this either this morning or yesterday, and it really is like there's no exaggeration. It is really being built from the ground up, which
Yeah.
I find very interesting.
It's probably built on like the skeleton framework of Smash
Yes,
4.
it is essentially a remaster.
Right.
It is a remaster. It's a very very big remaster But yes, they are building Smash 4 or a new Smash 4 and a new engine, which is really
Right.
cool. I mean, I'm glad to see it. It's great that they're doing it. Um, some of the stuff. I mean, when I was watching like all the comparisons and stuff like that. Some of the stuff from the Wii U was objectively better, and I find that really
It's
weird. I hope that's just because it's early in development.
it seems like some weird stuff with. I mean, even then too. This one seems like it's almost done too. I mean, it comes out in December, so it's probably close to being done. It's just kind of polish time at this point. I feel like, but I think it's a lot of weird stuff with like the lighting, maybe.
Well, yeah, I hope all of it's kind of ironed out because some of
Fucking
the
shiny
graphics.
as Mario.
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
fuck? It's very strange. It's like very strange lighting. Some of the characters like DK got like a graphical downgrade where he looks like he's made of clay. I don't know.
Right.
It's very weird. So I hope some of that stuff is fixed out. I'm really glad that they're bringing back all the stages because some of them I like. One of my biggest complaints was when switching from the 3DS, which is a boo boo version of the game,
Mm.
um, to the Wii U version. I was like, why didn't they just put some of those stages on the Wii U? Like
It's because
those were
I think
such
it's
yeah to make exclusivity.
yeah. It's the kind of thing of like they want you to have both versions because
Well, they
then
should have
there's
just done fucking. They should have just done what PS Battle Royale did.
yeah PlayStation All Stars where it's just the same game on both, but um I think they had the luxury cross-buy title. So if you bought it on PS3, you also got the Vita version. So it's like we don't really need to do anything to make it that exclusive.
Yeah. It
Um,
would have been cool kind of seeing those get on. I get the idea of exclusivity, but some of those stages were so good, and then you kind of got some more lackluster stages on the Wii U, and it was like, really, you're gonna not give us those ones, the really good ones? So
right, yeah.
so I'm glad that we're getting all of those back. It makes me wonder what if he's gonna bring back other modes too. Somehow I don't think there's gonna be a single player mode. I mean,
I I mean, we'll see. There's probably going to be another like
classic
direct
mode.
before December.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, that's probably when either they'll announce the rest of the new characters because I'm sure we'll see character reveals throughout the year up until December. There'll probably one final like Smash Direct before the game comes out, and we'll see like the rest of the new characters and like maybe the full offering of modes and stuff. And I bet there, if there is going to be a single mode like a subspace emissary, that's where they'll drop it because then everybody it'll get a big
I
fucking
do
pop.
not. That would be huge. I would think that would be amazing if they pull off that again. That would be big. But the
Yeah.
fact of the matter is, it took very long to make the subspace emissary with those cutscenes.
No, yeah, and I don't think it'll happen just because that's the pessimist in me. But if I bet if they were going to do it and it is going to be in the game, they wouldn't reveal it until like their final Smash Direct.
Right. And that was one of the fucking big things that Sakurai said, one of the stupidest fucking things. We could just said we don't want to, it takes a lot of resources. They said, we don't want to make a subspace emissary with cutscenes because it will just get put on YouTube. That was
Mm.
genuinely the fucking excuse. That
I
is the
mean,
most
yes, it's
so
the same sort of thing
ridiculous.
as Ubisoft's reasoning for not doing female assassins in Assassin's Creed before. It's like we'd have to make new animations.
Well, that's just admitting to it. That's just
Right.
admitting to it. Like they're just saying, yeah, we can't make it because it would be hard. This Sakurai wasn't saying they wouldn't make it because it was hard. They were just saying we don't want to because we don't want it showing up on YouTube.
Right. But my point is just being like it's still a stupid excuse where you could literally just probably be like, yeah, I mean this game like female assassins just doesn't fit this game. That could have been their excuse for that. They could have just said we don't want to do it. It takes up too many resources to make a subspace emissary, but they had to come up with some sort of stupid reasoning to
That was
try to
really stupid,
yeah.
and it was disappointing because even today, like I watched some of those cutscenes, and it still gives me shivers. I'm not even joking about that. Like maybe once a year, I go back and watch all the Subspace Emissary cutscenes. I fucking love them. I love how cinematic they are.
Yeah, the
Um,
subspace emissary is fucking rad as shit.
yeah, so it would be cool to maybe see something like that. Maybe get some new cutscenes. Cause like all the Smash 4 trailer cutscenes are really fucking cool. And when I remember when it was coming out, it kind of gave me hope that there would be one. But
Right.
no good. Unfortunately, Sakurai doesn't want to make it. They're too hard to make.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see with Smash Ultimate. They might be because it's like this is the Ultimate Smash Brothers, so why don't we bring in, you know, something that everybody really liked.
Or at least do what they did in Melee, where it was like, like do you remember what they did? Do you remember in Melee the adventure mode, where it starts out with like a Mario Brothers stage, then goes to the Zelda Temple stage, then goes to like race to the finish.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Do that again.
Yeah, yeah. Either one.
If you don't want to do the Subspace Emissary, good. I don't care. Whatever. That's fine. You don't want to do cutscenes. At least do the like typical Melee adventure mode. I can't tell you how many times I played that.
Yeah, like just give like some sort of fun single player offering.
Yeah.
To it.
That would be cool, but I don't think they're going to be doing something on the scale of Subspace Emissary. It just seems very unlikely. Because you have to remember, this game only came out, 3 or 4 years ago? The original.
Yeah, so I mean, they totally could have been working on this version of it since then. Like, we don't know how long they've been working on this.
Mind you, they maybe this was another one of their huge lies. They said it takes like a full year to develop a fighter. So, yeah, I don't know.
Even then, I'm sure they have like different teams or whatever working on stuff. Because you could even make the argument like, oh, well, DLC characters for a while, and it's like they could have multiple teams working on DLC characters. It doesn't have to be just the main Smash team.
They totally could. Yeah. So. And it's like people always say, oh well, like they're like, oh, that's very hard to make that. Do you understand how fucking big Nintendo is?
Right, yeah. I mean,
they have endless amount of employees.
They have endless amounts of resources to do this sort of stuff.
Yeah. So, and like they could bring on so many different people. Like, I think it would I mean, I get the whole DLC characters is tough to make to fit in with like kind of the way that Smash plays because you don't want to upset the balance, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do something like fucking PlayStation Battle Royale.
This game seems like it's going to be a balancing nightmare.
I don't know. It may or may not be. The only characters that really ever upset the balance of the game were, unfortunately, 2 DLC characters, and that was Ryu and fucking Bayonetta.
Pichu.
Pichu's not broken. What the fuck are you talking about?
He's underpowered as shit.
Oh yeah, he's really underpowered. I'm sure they'll fix that, but like.
No, they're fucking bringing back the damage he does to himself.
Well, that's not underpowered. That's just fine. You gotta talk about the damage he does.
That's just like a detrimental thing.
Yeah, other characters do that too. Charizard has a move like that.
Does that?
Charizard has a move that does that.
It's just a move, but like fucking Pichu, everything he does damage to him.
Not everything. Only some things.
It's only like kind of like his charge up attacks or whatever. Stuff that has to do with his lightning. Because it does a lot of damage to other players.
Either way, it was the big DLC characters that fucking upset the balance. Because Bayonetta was like super overpowered, and Ryu, like he broke counters. Like that shouldn't fucking happen. Like,
see, the weird thing is though, is like Ryu makes sense as a character that would upset the balance of that game. Like, it makes sense that he's like super powerful or whatever because he is like a fighting game character.
The coolest thing to see about Ryu was actually watching people who played Street Fighter play with Ryu.
Because does he play the same as he does in Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like the way that you do, like, so you could just do Hadouken by pressing B. But you could do a Super Hadouken if you actually do if
you do like the quarter circle back.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and now he made it even better where like Ryu actually faces in the direct. Well, I don't know how this is gonna work in more than one, one-on-one matches, but Ryu actually faces your opponent now. So like
they said specifically that wasn't one-on in regular, just like 4-player Smash or 8-player Smash or whatever it's gonna be. Like he can just move around in whatever direction.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. I'm not good at Street Fighter, so I'm not good at doing that. But Ryu is a fun character. I just fucking mash buttons. I'm not good at Street Fighter
I think it's cool that there's the option.
Yeah, I just like mashing buttons, honestly. And every now and then you'll get a Super Hadouken or a Hadouken.
Yeah, exactly. That's fucking really cool. This game has me really excited. I was excited for a new Smash anyway, but the stuff that they've been talking about it with, the it's every character that's ever been in Smash. It's all the stages and stuff like that. Like that's fucking cool.
Oh, supposedly this is just a big rumor. This is a big rumor, so
Right.
don't hold me to this. But they're saying that a lot of the voices you heard
Hmm.
are placeholder. Like they're gonna do re-recordings of a lot of characters, like Snake.
Oh, that's cool.
So like instead of just using the Brawl voices, they're actually gonna re-record like all the
So
grunts.
they're gonna bring Hater back in to re-record stuff.
Well, they have to because if you
Yeah.
remember from Brawl, he did all the codecs for all the characters. Now you have new characters. So
Oh, right. That's fucking cool.
so
Yeah.
that'll be
There's
it'll be
been
interesting to hear some of those. I fucking love those.
there's been character rumors too. Like I remember I said the other day in chat that I really
Simon
want
Belmont.
Simon Belmont. He's been rumored for a long time, so I think he'd be fucking awesome.
What
to have as
about
a character.
Goku?
Everybody
been a
wants
big
Goku.
one.
I don't think he'll ever get in, or if he does, it'll be like the craziest fucking thing. The internet will break down for a day.
Yes, that will be. Well, that'll be like when fucking Sonic was announced. Everyone forgets how
Exactly.
fucking rad Brawl was during its
The
announcement.
Brawl character reveals were fucking
Those
awesome.
were huge. When Snake got announced, people were fucking like going berserk.
I at the time had never even played Metal Gear, but I knew I was like, this is fucking awesome that Snake is in this game.
You know what the fucking worst part for me? I barely paid attention to the development of Brawl. I knew it was happening, but like I wasn't very internet savvy, so to speak. I wasn't really following kind of development cycles of things. So like when that was happening, like I didn't even know Brawl was being released. So like I was on an airplane going to DC, and I was chatting with this kid on the plane, and he was like, "Was you excited for Smash Bros?" And I'm like, "Yep, I just can't wait till it comes out." He's like, "Dude, it comes out tomorrow." I'm like, "Fucking what?" So I went to the mall that's in the Mall of America. It was fucking
Yeah.
huge. And there is a giant line outside of GameStop, and they were holding a small tournament. And if you won the tournament, you got to cut the line and get your own copy of like it guaranteed you a copy of Brawl, which
that's
was
cool.
kind of ridiculous. And I won.
Nice.
Yeah,
Against all these grown men.
not all of them. It was like a certain amount of people at a time. So I won the small like little sect of a tournament that I got in. And
I remember I got like Smash for like my birthday, I think, because it came out like close to my birthday. I
Came
think
out
it
in
was,
like March.
didn't it? I thought it came out in January.
Came out in March.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna look that up. I remember getting it for something. I knew I got it for like a holiday, birthday or something.
no, Jake actually might be right because I remember when I went to DC, it was like the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Oh,
It was like very early March.
yeah. So I probably got it for like Easter or something like that. I don't know. I just remember getting it as a present, and I was so fucking happy.
I
The
was
reason
very
why I know
happy
it's
too.
March is because I had a Game Informer and I just remember March.
I'll never forget. Uh, I bought the strategy. My mom didn't let me play it. Like she said, like, oh, you have to wait.
Oh,
But like, it just kind of goes to show what kind of a different time it was. Like, I spent the next like few weeks just reading every fucking page of the strategy guide. Every single page over and over and over again, counting all the spelling errors and shit like that. Yeah, it was like really great. That was a great time. Brawl was like so big. And the other thing about Brawl that like people kind of forget about, it was such a big thing for the internet. One of my friends, his name's BD Cool. He was the first person ever. I'm not even joking about this, ever to upload anything Smash Brothers Brawl related on YouTube.
that's cool.
Yeah. And so like he's been known as the big Brawl, well, the big Smash Brothers guy. And I'll never forget when I played against him for the first time because like I was huge on Brawl. I mean, my name was Brawler0422. And, like,
Right.
I remember one time I managed to get into a live stream with them, and I said, oh, you want to play? And, like, this guy's, like, well known. And I managed to beat him 3 times in a row. I was so fucking proud of myself. I could not believe I beat the Smash Brothers guy.
Right.
And it was, like, the coolest thing ever. So
Yeah.
Brawl was like such a big thing for content too. Like think about all the like the animations that were made, like all the fan content. It was
Yeah,
such a
no, it was
big
huge
thing
for
for
a
the
while.
internet.
Yeah.
And then Smash 4 was maybe not so big. So hopefully this kind of brings that
Well, Smash
feeling
4
back.
comes around the same time too of like Nintendo's weird YouTube policies. And I think
Yeah,
that's a lot of why it was not as big as in at least in the internet video game as Brawl was.
yeah, for sure. So hopefully, like this time around, we see a lot more. Like we see kind of like a repeat of what we had back in 2007, 2008.
Yeah, and I think the fact that it's also on a Nintendo console that people are excited about compared to the way people like just kind of like, I mean, the hardcore obviously cared, but like most people didn't give a shit about the Wii U.
Yeah, you want to fucking flash the past? Watch Brawl Taunts. No,
Yeah,
that's a fucking time capsule.
yeah.
One of the fucking
Pretty cool,
jokes in it
yeah.
was, "Ooh, wouldn't it be cool if Cloud was in Smash Brothers?" Like,
Look at
because
that.
that was one of
God.
the big things at the time. Dude, I frequented so many Smash forums when Smash came out.
Yeah.
It's
Or you can play
ridiculous.
Super Smash Flash online.
Oh yeah,
There's that. There's also Project M, which is out there, which is like a weird
dude.
melee clone.
That was another thing. I knew the guy who was like one of the head developers of that. He was a really
Yeah.
cool dude. I actually played a lot of PlayStation, Living Planet, because he kind of like gave up the life, the hacker life. He was done with it. So I was like, his name was like Mountaineer. Very weird name.
Yeah.
But I used to play Lily Planet with him. Such a cool dude.
I hope PlayStation makes another All Stars game at some point
Me too. Maybe.
because I that had like deeper fighting systems in it. It was actually much closer to like a traditional fighting game than like a Smash Brothers clone.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, yes and no. It was
Right.
definitely a much deeper fighting game because like every single button and direction was a different move. So
Right.
like
Yeah.
that's a big game.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Like to see something like that, I would love to see that like corrected, actually balanced.
Mm.
Because once you add all those moves, that's when like kind of the balancing starts kind of losing headway. Because holy shit, like characters like Kratos, fuck me, one
Yeah.
of the most
And
unbalanced characters in a fighting game I've ever played.
and then there was just like weird like bullshitty moves that some characters had. Like Sweet Tooth had that like landmine that he could just throw down on people and they would like explode immediately. It,
Yes.
yeah. It's the kind of thing of I think if they had a chance to work on that concept and sort of tighten up some of the stuff and balance it better, it would have been something to be at least a little competitive with Smash Brothers.
Well, the very strange thing about um, Battle PlayStation All Stars was that like like 2.5 years after like it came out, like people were thinking, "Oh, this game's dead," but there was still a huge community that was loving this game, and
Mm,
like because of that, they actually released a patch like 2.5 years after it came out,
right.
and it still didn't balance everything.
No, no,
But they
absolutely
just couldn't do it. You think with all that time they would have finally figured it out, but
not.
no.
I think yeah, I think it'll be funny if Smash Brothers gets crashed before PlayStation All Stars could.
Holy shit! Could you imagine?
I think Crash has a good chance of showing up in this Smash, I bet.
I
Of being
hope
like a new
so.
character.
I mean, we don't have that much time left to see the reveals. I wonder how much they have up their sleeves still.
There's still probably at least two more directs for the end of the year.
Well, I think
So
people are saying there's 5 free spaces, like to even out the way that the roster looks.
yeah, because I think the last one is like 65 or whatever.
Mhm.
So if you want to have an even like 70 or whatever,
Yeah. So
and we already have. It was Ridley 65 or is he 66?
he's 65. Yeah, I think he's 65.
Well, then there's also Daisy too. So there's four more spaces left then.
Oh yeah, the Epsilon, whatever the fuck they call them.
Uh
Mirror,
oh,
Echo,
Echo. Yeah,
aka clone.
right. Yeah, that's they basically should have said, "Here's a clone character."
We could have a liquid clone.
I mean, that wouldn't be bad.
He wouldn't
Yeah.
have really that much of a move set.
No, but
Revolver
it would still
Ocelot now. Then again, you
yeah.
don't really have real guns.
Going back to what's it called? PlayStation also has put Raiden in it.
Ooh, but then once again, that's another sword character.
Yeah, if we're gonna add another sword character, it should be Travis Touchdown. But
Yeah, Raiden would be cool though, because Raiden kind of uses his feet and shit with his sword.
Yeah.
So he'd be like a good someone to go up against, like Bayonetta.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bayonetta being added was such a lie, by the way. Being the top vote.
Yeah, I
Such
know.
a fucking lie.
You could tell they just had the license already for it because they published 2.
Yeah.
So they could clearly do something with Bayonetta.
Well, for sure, they're definitely going to add, like, either Ribbon Girl or whatever the fuck the springy boys' names are.
Yeah, one of the arms people will be in it.
For absolute certain. At least one of the unique ones. You don't want another Little Mac, so hopefully they'll do, like, Ribbon Girl.
Yeah, I'd rather have it be Ribbon Girl.
Or that fat ass black woman.
Oh,
I don't
Twintel, I think her name
Yeah,
is.
yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, or DNA Man.
Realistically, yeah, it's probably gonna be DNA Man because he's the most.
DNA
unique.
Man looks cool.
He does
so.
look cool. He does look cool. But we
Yeah.
need more female fighters. The future's female, after all.
The future is female, so yeah, Ribbon Girl, ideally. I think what we'll see is Simon Belmont because he is the one that's most rumored. We'll see Ribbon Girl or some Arms character, and then from then on,
Waluigi.
it's kind of.
You know,
No,
Frank West could be a fighter in this game because he was on the Wii. How fucking
Yeah, he was on.
that would be
Tetsunoko.
so fuck. No, he was in fucking Dead Rising Wii. Dead Rising
That's right,
Chop
there
Till
was
You
Dead
Drop.
Rising. I forgot that there. I always forget that there was a Dead Rising port because it's so bad.
Yeah, the Resident Evil fucking clone.
Yeah.
Very, very strange game.
Yeah.
I always call that Nintendo's should be abortion. That game was so bad.
You can tell though that they like really got behind that game. Like I remember it being at their E3 press conference that year, and you could tell they got behind it because it was like, look, we have an Xbox game on our
Yeah,
system.
I know. It was an Xbox launch title too, no less. So they were like, look
Yeah.
at this. Look what we got.
And I
Yeah.
think that that's the only besides when they just did the remasters, but at the time that was the only other system that Dead Rising was on.
Yep.
Besides Xbox.
Yep. It was, and like people were really mad about it because it wasn't even close to the same game.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that game. Where you had like
Yeah.
fucking 3 zombies on the screen at one time and fucking parrots with grenades and zombie poodles.
Wait, fucking Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what we're talking about.
How the fuck did you transition from Smash to this?
Well, we were
talking
saying you can
about-
have Frank West in Smash
Yeah.
The fuck?
because
No, you can't.
he was on the Wii.
Yeah. He was on the Wii
Then-
twice because he was also in Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
Think about how cool that would
It's a
be.
Capcom game.
Well, Capcom looks like the word Namco, so
I just don't see how Frank West above other Capcom properties would get nominated for Smash.
like who?
Beautiful Joe.
Beautiful Joe would be the most likely choice.
Oh, you know who? No, it will not be Beautiful Joe. It'll be fucking Wonderful 101 Man.
Oh yeah, Wonder Red will be a character.
He looks very similar to Beautiful Joe, so
It's maybe
Well,
the
but
same
that
studio,
yeah, but
technically.
that one was a Wii U title, so
Right, yeah. Wonder Red makes sense. And
Wonderwall.
fans have wanted Wonderwall for a long time, so it makes sense. You know, license that from Oasis, get it in the game.
yeah.
the whole band Oasis.
Dude,
and Smash.
oh my god, that's another thing. One of the things about Brawl was that like they had the golden discs where you can unlock more songs. I remember if like it was, and those did not pop up often. That was like really rare. So like when you'd be playing an online match and like a golden CD popped up, you can bet every fucking person would stop fighting and race towards it. That was one of my favorite things about Brawl was seeing one of those golden discs, because once you got them, it was like, holy fucking shit, there's another awesome tune. Brawl had one of the best soundtracks in video game history, hands down.
It did. I really like. Shout out to Smash 4 for having the Sonic Heroes theme in it though.
Yes.
Because I remember the dumbest thing we ever did one night. Me and my friend Ryan, Wii U and Smash, and we did an 8-player CPU battle of all Sonics on the Sonic stage with the Sonic Heroes theme playing, and we just watched that play out.
You know what? Props to Sega for having the Sonic Anniversary live stream and have the guy sing Sonic Heroes and give us a good.
Oh
cringe moment.
no.
Dude, the Sonic Heroes theme is so good. It has no right to be as good as it is.
Well, yeah, it's good when it's done right.
Right, yeah, but the problem is that stream just top to bottom was fucking a stupid idea.
What if they had fucking Urkel come in and say, "I'm way past cool"?
Hey guys, we're gonna show you a special version of the Sonic the Hedgehog fan film.
Oh my god.
The Urkel cut.
The Urkel cut. Instead of it being Sonic, it's literally just him superimposed.
Like he kills the robot, he goes, "Did I do that?" The famous Urkel line.
Oh my god, he's like curling up into a ball and bashing things.
He's sliding across the screen like Sonic did in that fan film that we watched.
What if they fucking like ADR'd him, like green screen him onto the fucking like landscape like they did with Sonic?
Yeah, and like they can't get like the fucking tracking down, so he's like constantly sliding around.
Urkel's running through
You know,
Green Hill Zone.
All they had to do was just like actually just film him in this fucking field and just like add some effects to make it look like he was going faster. No, they went through all the fucking like labor just to fucking track him onto a field.
There's multiple frames of animation of his legs going in a circle like Sonic does.
And they fucking like you can see it cut to loop on repeat.
Yeah.
It's just a 3-second clip of that, and they just keep looping it.
Of his legs, just his legs.
Oh my god, that sounds so good. I want to see something like that done.
Shit.
What else? Who else would be a good character for Smash? I mean, just think of any Nintendo property that was big in the last, like, 5 years.
Waluigi.
Yes,
No.
Waluigi would be a great Smash character.
Still not gonna happen. Sorry, Boix.
Why?
He literally...
Why not?
Because Sakurai doesn't like Waluigi.
Sakurai's a bitch. Fuck him.
Yeah, well...
Talking about the man who made Smash himself.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? His hands
blood,
are...
sweat, and tears are in Smash, but fuck him.
You know how many times he broke his fingers over that keyboard coding?
You realize how bad his carpal tunnel is, man?
Well, you know he should code
His hands
next
are gonna fall
Waluigi
off.
into the game as not
Man,
just
he's
as
about
a
to fall off. He
trophy.
can't. He's already stretched to his limit.
You're telling me that he likes Wario more than
Yeah.
Because Wario farts.
Wario was one of the main villains in the Subspace Emissary.
I know.
And he farts, dude.
That he does. He does fart. Shit.
He was a good old brap.
Yeah, Jake's got a good point there.
Fucking Sarah really loves brat posting.
He like calls people over the office, "Hey guys, check this out." He just makes Wario fart.
It's why he made like the fucking like opening it end with him making it an atomic fart.
Oh yeah, that was like one of the first trailers.
And like he's showing, he's like and everyone in the office is like, yeah, it's great, Sakurai. They walk over, like, what the fuck is up with this dude and his fucking Wario farting bullshit? He hasn't even started working on Smash Ultimate. It's just
He's just been working on Wario.
Yeah.
No, this is what he's been fucking doing the whole time during the development of Smash Ultimate.
Hey, shouldn't we be doing the balancing? No, check this out, check this out.
He fucking talks in fucking fluid English. Check this out, man. Yeah,
He just sounds like us. He's like, yo, bro, check this out. Look at this dude.
he's like the typical Asian American like fucking voice, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah.
Do your best impression of that, Jake.
Please don't, Jake. This is being beamed out to the world. Somebody could come across this.
I mean, I really don't know how to impersonate it, but if you want a good example, go to fucking Aaron Yu from Friday the 13th, the reboot.
Yep, that works.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cool additions to this game. Kind of glad seeing everything's coming back. It really is going to be the ultimate, and hopefully when it does come out, it's fully balanced and shit, and it looks better. But one of the last things that I want to talk about before we kind of wrap this up is just the Nintendo Treehouse is so awkward.
Oh,
Someone in the chat said beatbox, please. Oh, I don't know when he said that.
Oh.
When did he say that?
I didn't even see it. I wasn't looking at the chat, so probably should have. Doesn't say the time code next to it.
Yeah, what the fuck?
He's been waiting for hours, man.
It's like, come on,
Pissed.
beatbox already.
That was 1:15. Oh, it was an hour ago. Fuck.
Damn. And
Yeah,
we didn't,
beatbox to
we
that
didn't
guy.
give him what he
Support your
wanted.
fans time and time again.
Damn.
Who said it? What was the name on it?
Chicken Man 664.
Oh, I don't know who Chicken Man 664. I didn't know if it was gonna be an obvious one of.
Man 664 is pissed off. He's fucking like lying in his bed, fucking can't even rest.
He goes to Twitter. He goes, "Yo, fuck talking shenanigans. They couldn't even fucking beatbox for me. The fuck, man."
Fuck. Sorry, Chicken
Fucking
Man.
rotten score for them.
He sees all of our Twitter handles. He's like, "I'm gonna fucking at the. No, you know what? Fuck them. I'm gonna subtweet them. They'll fucking have to look for
They're
it."
gonna report us now.
He has like a fucking policy. He's gonna fucking like bombard us like they did Adam Wigger. It'd be forced to remove our Twitters.
Yeah. Nice try, trolls. In the end, the artist always wins.
So yeah, Nintendo Treehouse is such an odd experience. 2 years ago, we got to see fucking Audrey, who has the biggest milkies, or milkers, I should say.
Jesus.
This side of this side of Los Angeles, and she is amazing. But she wasn't around this year. And when you leave her behind, you get left with all the really awkward. You got no. First of all, you got no milkies. Second, you have the most awkward fucking people on the face of the earth. I genuinely don't know what the fuck is up with these people. They all talk to each other like they just met that day. Like they're so awkward around each other. Like
Yeah.
they're like so scared to make jokes. They like make the most like tamest fucking jokes possible. Like
They always seem like afraid of the Japanese like devs they bring in to talk about their games.
yeah, like
Their shit will never be compared to
they're
them.
like
I
fighting.
remember
Go ahead.
I was gonna say they showed Odyssey off after like I forget when they showed it off. I guess it would have been after that New York event or whatever when they first showed off the Switch. But they were
Celestia.
like, yeah, but they were like, we have someone in here to talk about it, and they just seemed so fucking frightened. I forget if it was Miyamoto or if it was somebody else they had talking about it, but they just seemed so fucking scared. They were like, so Mario has a hat now. His name's Cappy.
Yeah, they say the most obvious things. Like they're like it really feels like they're like tossing them out into the fucking the deep fryer. Nintendo.
The fucking feeble-minded children watching.
Exactly. They have to. That's why they showed 20 minutes of Fortnite is for the kids.
Well, it's like it's kind of sad because it's like they have nothing to show off, so they're just playing the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. They played
Yeah.
so much
Oh.
Smash.
I
This
didn't know this
fucking
was
Treehouse.
fucking. I was about to say, I didn't know this is EA's conference all over again with fucking Anthem.
Well, yeah, it's basically that. It's them just talking over their gameplay and them hearing like hearing them.
Smash is fun to watch.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah. But hearing, well, they're not good. They're very, really not good at playing it. Hearing
That's what
them,
the tournament was for.
yes, that was actually fun to watch. Hearing the fucking Treehouse people banter was one of the most awkward things. Like, he's like, "Why is Link and Zelda on the train? They're fighting about.
Fucking.
They're fighting about where to go to dinner. They're taking the train to dinner."
Olive Garden or TGI Fridays. What the fuck?
I think we can both compromise and go to Applebee's.
So it's like it's shit like that. Like I've been watching it. Don't get me wrong, the Treehouse streams are comfy to watch, but they are so awkward. They're like the most awkward fucking people ever.
You know what, Zelda? I feel like a mother effing deer.
I never stick around for the Treehouse stuff. I've looked at it sometimes, and you're right. It's so fucking awkward that I'm just like, I don't want to watch this.
They-
I didn't see a fucking tree, not one single treehouse in a treehouse event.
You're right.
Shit.
He's right.
It's unshakable logic.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so like everything they say, it's like they never back each other up, right? So they're never laughing at each other. Like when when one of them makes a joke, it's just dead air. So it's just like well, I guess Donkey Kong's really bananas for this. And they're just like you just hear like them sniffling and shit.
Right.
And just the sound of buttons being tapped.
Right. We would run a Treehouse better than them. because we just crack each other up all the time, even for stupid shit. Like if Jake would have said Donkey Kong was really bananas for this, I would have been like, what the fuck? Why did you do that?
Shut the fuck up, you.
Shut the fuck up, Jake.
You lost your talking privileges.
That's why they won't let us run a treehouse, because we'd say, shut the fuck up, Jake. On
Also, another thing, where the fuck was Reggie?
He was in the
Raggy, is it like,
He was in the
is it
direct, but
Mars
he
Raggy?
was not at E3 this year.
No, the best moment is during the direct after they show the Fortnite trailer, and he goes, I can't wait to drop out of the battle bus with all you and see you on the battlefield of Fortnite. Reggie, you're not fucking playing Fortnite. Shut up.
What if he was and he fucking pwned you?
Imagine if he was the dude who fucked us up the other night, Jake.
It could have been him.
Could have been. You never know.
Well, with that being said, we hope we see you people.
Not so fast,
Not
I'd
you
say,
people.
Jack. My friend
You
Pedro.
people.
Me and Jake have to talk about my friend Pedro.
So, yeah, my friend Pedro's a game that came out, and it was really nice having you guys here for talking Shenanigans, the E3 special. I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Pedro. He's a great guy. He's my best friend from high school. So,
Just go look at the
this
8
is
minutes of
absurd.
gameplay on YouTube. It looks like 2D Max Payne.
you know, I have not been watching this. It has been trapped
Game
on.
Gear.
It has the fucking sponsor image has once again been trapped on this fucking picture of the guy passing you the blunt with the fucking death claw behind
That's
it.
perfect. There's no need to show any other image than that.
Fuck me. All right. Well,
Yeah, my Pedro Game of the Year.
thanks for
Probably.
joining. Thank you
2019.
everybody for joining.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Chicken Man. Sorry for the no beatbox. We'll give you one right now. All right, give me a beat. I like spaghetti on my chest. I like to eat it. It's the best. Thank you.
Now, suck my breath.
Fucking Jake.
There.